Foster.
I don't know. Kind of blackballed.
There were other hotels there, but you couldn't get in anywhere.
Didn't think about that. Just came home.
Cage maintenance at the Bermuda Zoo or something. There's probably a job.
No, I mean, I did good things there. We went on strike 4 times in 5 years.
Wow, that's nice. You're a delightful lesson of
Can't imagine why they were looking to move you.
But I got us more money. I mean, when I got down there, these waiters were making like $200 a week. When I left, we were making $1,000.
How about that, Doug?
You're like Norma Ray.
I just took all the money from the maitre d' and gave it to us. I said, look, your management. Have them pay you. Well, we're not paying you.
The maitre d' was getting rich, and nobody else.
Yeah, well, he wasn't later. He quit because he took his money from him. But I was powerful, so they wanted to get rid of me.
Oh.
I was like Jimmy Hoffa.
You were a powerful waiter?
Shop steward.
Shop steward for the waiters.
Yeah.
And the chefs, were they in there too? Were they part of that union? Probably were.
What hotel was
Yeah,
it?
Didier, and they were from Montreal.
What hotel was it?
Sonesta Beach.
And that was like where the corridors of power, right? That's
No, if you want to Google it, I mean, Bermuda, the Bermuda Industrial Union was probably one of the most powerful unions in the world. They went on strike for everything. And got their way.
Here's the Barstool chicks.
Right?
Wait, can I read this one text?
Sure.
On what planet does Cooking Bananas Foster pay for a trip to New York hotel and a Mets game? Just admit you murdered victims prior to knitting your skin into a lady suit for yourself. That's Sir Ian McKellen.
He has a thirst for boy juice. Doug, here are the Barstool chicks
of the day, by the way.
I already gave one away. We already stepped on.
Well, then you were wrong.
Yeah,
you were wrong.
I didn't see Sir Ian McKellen's thirst for boy juice. What is this, Rhea or Fran?
Fran ain't back, so it's the duo.
Took a girl on a date, and she would only say frick and F. Wouldn't say f, and then while we were hooking up, she said she didn't want to go all the way. Are adults that don't cuss psychopaths?
You, sir, are a psychopath for saying cuss.
People don't curse if you say cuss. If you call cursing cussing, then you yourself do not use curse words. Don't think you should be hating on this girl for not saying on the first date.
She's being polite.
She's being polite, so, let's just relax. I think maybe you should take her on another date and also stop saying cuss.
Imagine we're out to dinner for the first time and all of a sudden I say, this, that, you.
That's not attractive.
I think it's cute, like, when girls are like, oh, freak.
Why did you say freak? Oh, freak. You said freak like with an accent.
Oh.
And people think my story is boring.
Come on.
No, but they have an audience. We're awful, they're awful, just in separate worlds. They are us in a different world. They're awful,
Probably
we're
so.
awful.
Yeah, the younger female version
Because
of
if they said, hey, we got a clip from that horrible show in St. Louis, they would have the same reaction to
They're
us.
probably doing that somewhere. Yeah.
Listen to this, you're talking about French fries for the 100,000th time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and here's a guy that apparently kills people on an island.
I hear Tell Walter was on with Frank and Martin yesterday.
I heard some of that. Yeah.
And he attacked my golf game.
Oh, I didn't hear
I
that.
don't know if we can pull that audio. Yeah, I heard.
Well, he's got some nerve.
Thank you very much. So we'll get to the bottom of that. Plus, we have Lisa Ann on in the 9 o'clock hour. I got to figure out what's going on with Lana Rose falling into Tampa Bay. And also, she took a shot at Mia Khalifa, which really pleased Iggy. And then also who her value play is for DraftKings this week. We do have the TMA DraftKings game. We have filled it up every week. 300 entries, and we filled it up every week. Doug, let's keep the streak going. It's at the top of the fan page. Just click that link. Up to 5 teams per person can enter. It's $10 a team. First place wins. $300, and we already have 142 of the 300 spots filled. So ship that. Lisa Ann will give you pro tips on that coming up. That's at 9:15. Then the Hot Shots email today. Matt, who bowls at Hanks, is your leader. He has a nice lead of 1 in the October email of the day competition. Don't forget that Reyka Vodka is the official vodka of the Ryan Kelly Morning After. So if you're going to pony up here at Kirkwood Brew House this weekend at the patio and have yourself a taste on these beautiful weekends in October, make sure you have a Reyka Vodka. Skal, cheers in Icelandic, Doug.
Yeah, I'm aware of that. I hear it about every day. I don't really know. In Minnesota, they say Skol Vikings.
I know Janie Gillespie.
But we're saying
says,
Skal?
maybe it's Skull. I should text her, but she doesn't answer my text anymore now that Anne ran a baby.
Okay.
don't think there's something there. I'm just telling you, there's.
She's disappointed in you?
I think now it's like, oh, they really are breeders. You know, because we bred.
Right.
She thought I might be for them. She was hoping Anna Marie was for them. And instead we bred.
Well, I thought she was just fallen in love with this Viking queen.
That's right.
Okay. Well, maybe that's where her attention's going.
Mm.
And not everyone in the world is thinking about you all the time.
I understand.
And that's a bizarre concept.
If you are a commercial property manager, property owner, small business owner, or are involved in operations, listen up. Engineer Design Facilities has become the #1 commercial fire alarm service provider in the market. EDF's goal is to not increase your operating budget, but rather decrease it, and at the same time service your business's commercial fire alarm needs with the most experienced and competent technicians this region has to offer. Make sure your building is up to code. Email fire@edf-rg.com to schedule your systems evaluation today. That's fire@edf-rg.com.
Live from the Michelob Ultra Studios, KPNT-FM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. This is TMA All Day. Rise and shine, St. Louis. It's the Ryan Kelly Morning After on KPNT-FM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. At the Morning After STL on YouTube and on TMASTL.com with Tim McKernan, Doug Vaughn, Iggy Strode, The Plowboy, and Action Jackson.
7:07 in St. Louis. You are listening to the Ryan Kelly Morning After. Welcome to our Munganess St. Louis Acura Alton Toyota 7 o'clock hour from the Michelob Ultra Studios. Timothy Michael McKernan, Douglas Elvin Vaughn, Kenneth Iggy Strode, Plowhawk, and Action Jackson with you. And Doug, they are not happy already.
Why?
Let's see. We've got it coming to us from 3 different platforms of unhappiness. Jackson, are you seeing the unhappiness?
Yeah, I don't really understand. We just started the show about 15 seconds ago.
Yeah.
What could they be unhappy about?
Well, apparently they are on 3 platforms.
3 different platforms. Dear God, make the RoboCop voice go away today.
Oh.
That's from Pi Oh My, and that was a horse in The Sopranos, correct?
Yeah, because there was a bit of an issue between Ralphie and Tony.
Yeah.
No, Ralphie.
Barn caught on fire, right?
Allegedly.
Oh. Yeah, that was an alleged situation.
Okay.
So that's on the YouTube chat. Jeremiah posted on the TMA fan page. You can tell by the TMA all day right now that the echo is back again today. Is the echo back?
Oh, let me go look. I mean, I thought we figured it out yesterday.
Oh, I don't hear an echo here.
Well, it's not going to be on, like, in your headphones or anything. It's going to be exclusively on YouTube.
Oh,
so that's like a feature if you watch YouTube?
It shouldn't be.
They pay extra for that?
No.
they should.
Give me a moment.
Okay,
Well, I'll
see.
tell you what, even though Missouri was able to come back and win against Mississippi State, Jackson sounds like a defeated man.
He does. Yeah.
And it's 7-10 already. Sally Land says, yes, the echo is back on YouTube.
Well, we couldn't be any sorrier.
We're trying.
There's not an echo on the regular HD2 signal, I'm guessing. That's probably fine, right? It's
Yes.
just YouTube and YouTube alone.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so they're not happy with us.
Pull up an
That's
app.
correct.
Pull up an app.
You're telling people to not watch YouTube and pull up an app.
Well, if they're having problems with it, continue to watch something. Just wait till we fix it. But go, you're on your computer, pull up the app and listen.
Well, sure.
Just a suggestion.
Yeah.
Not making excuses, but
No.
if it doesn't sound good until we fix it, there's other platforms to listen.
Well, yeah. But they still want to complain before the show even started.
That's right. It was before the program started. But nonetheless, I'm doing the program from my house, so if it sounds different, that's the reason. Doug, I'm going to have fingers and fists and cameras in my hat and my hole.
It's a big colonoscopy Wednesday.
That's right. It's a new sponsored feature here on the program.
Yeah.
So my bet is that there will be times where I will disappear over the course of these 3 hours.
Oh.
And I'll text you boys to let you know if/when that happens. But that's my projection for what will transpire. But I thought, you know what, I got to be up anyway. and I would rather do the show than not do the show. So I'm doing the show from the world headquarters here in Carport Village. So that's the explanation for the sound. If you'd like to complain about that, 314-881-TMA5, Engineer Design Facilities text inbox. You can call in to complain about it at 636-900-4TMA. And you can email in to complain about it for the Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email of the day. And don't forget now that being February 22nd, less than a week left to compete for the Milagro Tequila Listener of the Month. Natty Nate certainly made his mark, and he made it dark with a phone call this week. Maybe it's Natty Nate's month, and that would show that the Metro East is in command of the Milagro Tequila Listener of the Month competition to date. If it were to happen with Beer Cats winning January and Natty Nate, a dangerous threat in the month of February.
I don't feel good about it.
What's that?
Well, I don't feel good about it. I saw his Facebook page yesterday where he reached out to somebody and said, "Do you know how to register for that giveaway? I don't figure it out." So
I felt like our instructions were
pretty
vivid.
simple. Yeah, they're pretty simple, but he's still asking how to do it, so I'm not sure he knows how to get
He
on
might
it.
eliminate himself.
I don't remember a call that was that strong that we've had at Hubbard.
Lots of
We had that lady who would call in about the orgy she had at a Dayton, Ohio club.
Yeah, she didn't have a lot of energy.
Yeah.
She was worn out from it.
Natty Nate brought it yesterday. He was It was Plowboy-esque.
Yeah, I mean, he was speaking my language. I mean, I was just in awe of the delivery. Everything was flawless. Loved it.
Some pointed hot takes.
Loved the take. Oh.
Called you out, Doug.
Yes, he is. Yeah.
The Steven Matt sucked was so angry.
I don't know that we've seen enough of him to know if he sucks. We just know he's hurt.
Well, we'll be a cut of the week. I did cut that yesterday after
Oh,
the show, so we will
okay.
hear Natty Nate's fantastic call again on Friday.
All right. Well, people like to hear that.
Yeah.
Texts coming in that don't have to do with complaints, but yet questions from the 314. Boys, is Pockets wearing a neat little dickie? Let me call up the YouTube to see what's doing.
No.
I can see you, can't see me. Oh, Iggy, it looks like Argyle.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's an Argyle.
Probably worth more than anything other people have in their closet.
Oh, yeah.
Well, possibly. Wasn't that expensive, but it's something that's been in the closet. I haven't worn it ever, I don't think.
Why not?
I have so many things in the closet, I just forget they're in there.
That's when you know you're balling.
Yeah.
Absolute baller.
It's like a museum in that closet.
I was looking today, so I don't think I've ever worn this Argyle. It's a good golf attire for, like, chilly weather. It's got a turtleneck, and it's very warm, almost like cashmere.
Mm-hmm.
It's an old money look.
It is. It's, not many people can pull this off. Not sure I am, but
No, you're pulling it off in a big way.
I tried.
I'm going to go... That's the end of the clip right there?
Just, you know, I mean, just letting you know I'm there.
All right.
I'm glad they enjoy my outfit.
Tim, have the doctors given you any kind of liquid to cause
Oh,
the
yeah.
intestinal dam to burst?
That began last night at approximately 6:30, I think, if memory serves, in that range. You know, you've enjoyed this beverage, haven't you?
Sure.
And when is the last time you had this procedure?
Oh, I think maybe 5 years ago.
So my understanding is, within the last 5 or 10 years, the beverage has become easier to take. It's got some semblance of a fruity flavor to it, like a boat drink Jackson would imbibe upon before strapping on a yellow diaper in the Caribbean Sea.
Oh.
A tuber-tay.
But
A lot of fruit in your drinks.
but it's got a thick, white, milky consistency that you have to suckle down. And once you do, wow, pack a lunch.
Oh.
And I certainly have been. And I imagine I'll be packing said lunch multiple times between now and the time that I go in.
I recall talking to the people where I'm going for this procedure today to say, well, if it doesn't take place until later in the morning, then I can do my show, because I know they know who I am.
Yeah, they should.
Because I'm what you call a big wheel in the market.
Mm-hmm.
And they said, you probably aren't going to be in a spot where you're not using the restroom multiple times in the morning, so you might want to think about going into work. And I said, no, I didn't know that that's the deal. And I was texting with my father last night, and he said, Timmy, you're going to be yesing your brains out.
Oh.
That's what he said. So he was correct, as he has been about many things, as he has gotten me my jobs throughout my career.
Yeah.
And in this case, he's gotten me a wonderful job of using the facilities multiple times. I would say in the 15 range since 7 p.m. last night.
It's amazing just how much eating food an intestinal tract can hold. I wonder how much weight you've lost. You should have weighed yourself.
No, I weigh myself every day because I'm bat crap, and I'm at 150.4. I was really hoping today would be the day I could get into the 140s, kind of maybe rattle the Plowhawks cage to say, here I come. But I don't know if this will be the low point. I was under the impression after the colonoscopy, I would be able to celebrate with a gluttonous feast, like I'm in the 300 level at Busch Stadium for a matinee. But unfortunately, my understanding is that isn't necessarily the way that it's going to go. And furthermore, I've been sick, and I'm not sure that I'm not sick still, at least with my GI. Is that what they call it? Nurse?
Yeah.
Has anybody seen my nurse down?
Lower GI, upper GI.
Yeah. Since Friday/Saturday. So I'm not even sure if that would be advised. So, Doug, it's been straight water, Powerade Zero, and Jell-O, basically since Saturday, minus a mistaken feast on Sunday evening that sent me back.
Man, that's a long time to go without eating much.
Well, that's why I'm tiny as the day is long. At 150.4, usually I'm right around 160.
We're all shriveling up, and we're about at the weight we're going to be right before we die.
Is that where it is now?
I think that's probably what's happening to all of us.
I still think the Plowhawk's going to bulk up, but maybe it's not going to happen.
I can bulk up.
You're a stick figure.
That's true, for now.
You're what, 5'10", 126 pounds? You're like what they look for in female models.
Man, I should get into that industry.
How much do you weigh now?
I have no idea. I haven't weighed myself in 10 years.
Sinewy.
Oh, I'm live.
So maybe there's a chance you're in the 140s.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, I'd be surprised. I mean, if I'm getting close to there and I still have some meat on my bones, having seen you run that mile in, what was it, 4:30 or something like that?
Yeah, 7 minutes. You know,
I feel like I've probably still got 20 pounds on you.
Yeah. Yeah, you're probably right.
I'll be darned.
So you're Pollock's in that 130 range.
Yeah, you're still king of the Twinks around here.
That's true.
Mm-hmm. That's banana this morning.
Eating real healthy.
You've had more calories in the last 5 minutes than Tim has had in 2 days.
That's actually correct.
Oh, yeah.
The Jell-O Zeros, or whatever they're called, sugar-free Jell-Os, have 10 calories. Tasty,
Are they?
but not a whole lot. Not a whole lot there.
No.
Yeah. So whatever. It is.
Well,
It's the cost of doing business. I'm glad I'm doing the procedure.
You know what it is? It's the cost of staying alive for a lot of people.
Yeah.
As you get older, if you want to grow into an old person, you got to have these tests.
That's one of the reasons I was texting with my dad, not just to have him tell me that he would be that I would be essing my brains out today, but his mom had colon cancer when she was in her 80s. She lived to 97. Dorothy Kennedy, to you and me, Russ, and then his grandfather on his dad's side had colon cancer. So while that's not necessarily direct, as in like my mother or my father, it's still, there's some family history there. So, it used to be 50, I think, where they said to start getting colonoscopies. I'm 46, and they've moved it down to 45. So,
Well, they say
with my cancer scare in 2012, I'm going to be this way the rest of my life, which is, crazy,
as my doctor says, I treat you like you have PTSD because you thought you had a cough and then you were told you had lymphoma, and then turned out you didn't have lymphoma. And so ever since that's happened, I have certainly been even more bat crap than I was before then. There you go.
Well, colon cancer and breast cancer are two killers that, if caught early enough, can be cured. And if people don't get the testing, then they run the risk of not knowing they have those diseases until it's too late. But clearly those are two that can be cured with early detection. So it's very important to get those tests.
And I think it's relatively easy outside of the
it's nothing.
24 hours that you commit on the front end. And I guess I have the Michael Jackson drug coming my way. How do you say it? Propofol nurse?
I don't know, nurse.
That's what they give you? So Michael Jackson just had a doctor in his home giving him that to go to bed every night?
Oh, well, that's a little extreme.
It was, as it turned out.
No, this will be nothing.
Right. No, I'm just saying, but I don't know if people necessarily think of. I just went in for a physical checkup a couple weeks ago, and she said, yeah, you might as well get a colonoscopy. I said, all right, I'll knock that out.
Yeah.
So that's the deal.
And maybe you'll get a hit song out of it, like I did.
Yeah, you really.
Mm-hmm. We put
You
together
can
a whole
live
album.
off of that beat.
A whole album of songs off our medical procedures.
That's our next venture, Doug.
It might be an untapped niche.
In honor of Natty Nate, I took his hot takes and made a mic drop yesterday. That's Steve in Wildwood. Oh, yeah, that's right. He did.
So we have a mic drop?
He had a night. Well, I don't know if it's in the system. Jackson's probably tending to the YouTube thing and isn't.
Well, he had to
isn't
cut out
necessary.
for the Mungin' Ass Daily Fantasy Sports Showdown.
Oh, God, wow.
Oh, we have that as well, have we?
Young man's only got 2
Honda
hands.
Classic. We head to the Honda Classic for a field that I think I could T20 this week.
It's the worst in the history of golf.
It's certainly the worst in the history of that golf tournament, which is why Honda's pulling out. They're no longer going to sponsor it.
Which is sad, but it's still one of the most attended, and as far as raising money for charity, people still come. But Honda wasn't happy with having 3 of the top 40 in the world playing.
Yeah, it's warm garbage. But man, when I was at that thing in 2018, Tiger played it. He was in the mix on Sunday, so the place was packed. It's a pony, and or it was a pony. And Fowler had won it in 17. Justin Thomas wound up winning it in a playoff in 2018. And now I think Min Woo Lee is the third highest priced player, Doug.
Yeah,
Min
right.
Woo Lee could walk down through my basement right now, and I wouldn't necessarily know who he is.
I wouldn't either.
I would. I got like a man crush on him.
Huh?
Why would you have a man
Is that the
crush on him?
smoking hot sister?
Yeah, he's a cute little thing.
Mm-hmm.
And his sister Minji Lee.
You have a man crush on a cute little thing, and it's a guy on the PGA Tour?
Yeah, well, he plays mainly on the European Tour, but and his sister Minji Lee, one of the best players on the LPGA Tour, she's cute. Australian lad.
I'll be darned.
So yeah, he's like.
I wish I was the tube going up Tim's ass. That's from former fan page moderator Neil Allen Craig Paquette.
That could be the all-time Lemming statement right there.
Maybe you can have the
That's an
doctor,
all-timer.
Tim. You can have him take that utensil and maybe you can give it to you, and then we can use it like a giveaway or something.
A trophy.
Oh, yeah.
Some sort of trophy.
Yeah.
The winner of the
After
fan
you win
pin
the
club
J. Randolph
championship.
Jr. Fan Page Club Championship.
Yeah.
Trophy and pink eye.
You get the tube that was sent up his rectal canal.
Doug, you wanted to hear from caller Adam on the Steve Schmidt Kia North County phone lines this morning, is that
Not
right?
especially, no.
Well, here he is for you.
Oh. Hello, Adam?
Hello?
Yes.
Hello?
Yes.
Yeah, so I got a couple problems. Where do I start?
Well, that's up to you.
Now.
Okay, well, my first problem is Jackson. I love that little twink blonde boy. He's got an attitude, and I don't appreciate it.
What kind of attitude did he give you?
He picks up the phone. He says, "What?" And I said, "Whoa," and he goes, "I'm busy. What do you need?"
Yeah.
And I says, you can't let work get you so frustrated. And he says, "Good luck." Like that, he says, "Good luck." And then he called me short. And I'm not short. I'm 5'10", maybe 5'11", and I guarantee you Jackson and I are the same height. There's no way Jackson's 6'1".
That was his comeback to you? You're short?
This is a misrepresentation of what I said.
He's not allowed to speak. Mute his mic.
No.
So anyway, it's my word against his. And then the other thing I wanted to say was I just want to give a little shout out to Cletus. He's a sweetheart. Came over to my house to look at something for me. I wasn't home, but my wife was there. My wife says he's one of the nicest men that's ever come over to our house. And that's not a lie.
Yeah.
He's an absolute sweetheart.
That he is.
But anyway, did you guys know the audio's messed up on the YouTube stream?
Yes, we've heard that. We've heard it. Are you listening on YouTube or just on the radio stream?
So here's the thing. Since I was on hold for so long, I've just been listening on hold, and the audio is great on hold. So I don't care what happens after this call. Can I be put back on hold?
No, you're too short.
I would recommend, I'm going to give a recommendation to everybody in the listening audience just to call in and get on hold because the audio is good.
Oh, well, the audio's fine. If you listen on the app, it's fine. If you listen on 105.7 HD2, it's fine.
That sounds like a bunch of stuff I don't want to do. But anyway, the point is, is Tim on? If he's
yeah, Adam, I can hear you.
Do you have any confirmation if this procedure will be recorded?
We are going to record it and put it on the Plowhawks OnlyFans.
Nice. Well, that's the pub I need.
So I was wondering that. So is that like a premium price to get access to that video? Because
I sold it to the Plowhawk, and what price point he decides to put it on his OnlyFans is up to him because it becomes my hole becomes his property.
Yeah, we got a rev share.
Doug, you remember when you and I watched your video together? And we both had each other's hands on each other's members like that.
No, pot him down. Okay, pot him down. Cut his mic. Oh,
a great one.
And Andy's short. I agree with Jackson.
That's right.
I think it'd be funny to kind of do one of those amphitheater surgical rooms, to where, medical students watch procedures from, up above in the crow's nest. If we could sell tickets to our colonoscopies or any of our medical procedures.
I think I told you once I had a fraternity brother at Mizzou who was having some intestinal problems, and he went to get it checked out there, and being a teaching hospital, he didn't know this was going to happen, but apparently his routine there. They laid him down on the table, face first, and then stuck some piece of equipment in his rectal hole to try to look at it, and then brought in a whole class of medical school students so they could all look down in there.
And you're just kind
he
of
was humiliated.
Down. Oh, that would be terrible. Face down.
Mm-hmm.
You're so vulnerable then.
Here's what we're looking at.
Look at my gape.
Mm-hmm. Here's where your
Jackson, are you in a better state of mind now?
So the echo is currently gone. Took care of that. But
what do you have to do to get rid of the echo?
Call someone more qualified than I.
But then what do they do?
That's a good question. That's why I don't know. That's why I called them, because I don't know. But it still sounds a little hollow, so still working it out. But now it's much more listenable without the echo. So one task
only
down.
present on YouTube?
Oh yeah. The podcast and streaming and the signal is all good, but
I can't imagine that there's just one magic button somewhere that you press to get rid of a
strange
sound on YouTube.
It's a software thing, and so that's above what I know. I'm no audio engineer, but I try to do the best I can, and so I know when to call the big boys, and I called the big boys.
Oh, all right.
So still working on it, but it is much more listenable right now.
Okay.
Nice. Tip of the cap. Well, I want to put you in a better state of mind, Doug. Let's hear the audio that Jackson has cut for today's show. 3 of the 4 cuts involve the University of Missouri basketball team. Last night, it was a gym dandy in Columbia as the Tigers were fighting for their lives, and it looked like it may have gotten away from them as Kobe Brown missed an open look as time expired in regulation. And so we had to overtime against the boys from Starkville, Mississippi. And then, with time ticking down in the final 10 seconds, here comes Nick Honor. Here is Mike Kelly's call.
Hit the lever plow.
With 20.5 seconds to play, Bulldogs lead 64-63. 18 seconds left, Missouri down by 1. Honor comes into the front court. Honor with 13 seconds. Doesn't use a Carter pick. Picked up on the switch. Deep three over Smith. Rims in! He made it with 7.6 to play. 66-64 Missouri. Inbound pass, Davis in transition left to right to the top of the key. Left elbow puts up a runner off the glass, missed it. Tip no good, tipped out. Control, put it up. Missouri wins it. Tigers win it on the late three from Nick Honor in overtime, 66-64. Dennis Gates becomes just the third Missouri coach to win 20 games in his first season as Missouri goes to 20-8, 8-7, and keeps its NCAA hopes alive with a 66-64 overtime win over Mississippi State.
Woo!
Oh.
Listen to Jackson. See, now that puts you in a good place, right?
I was actually, after the buzzer sounded in OT and Mizzou had won, I got lightheaded because I was screaming so much.
You weren't.
Yeah, it was embarrassing.
Where were you watching it?
Just in my home by myself.
You screamed by yourself?
Yeah.
What'd the neighbors think?
They're out of town.
Okay.
What'd your grandma think?
I don't know. I haven't talked to her yet.
So you're just jumping around. You're jumping around your rumpus room, screaming.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
Huh.
That if they would have lost that game, I might have called in sick or something.
Why?
Oh, wow. That could have been quite a situation on colonoscopy day at the ballpark.
Yeah, it would have been.
Who would have been running point? Doug, I've always thought it really wouldn't be that tough for you to run point, honestly.
I don't like to talk.
But I know you don't want. But I know you don't want to do it.
No.
And then Iggy Pepperoncini all of a sudden.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that'd be great. But
I do too, actually.
But because Kobe missed that, I mean, you couldn't get a better look.
Would you call that a bunny?
Yeah, that's a major bunny. He didn't get. No one touched it. He just went up. He just was a little too strong. Some guys gator arm it. He put a little too much strength in it. But you need wins like that, especially in this kind of weird spot in the season they're at, where they've dropped 2 in a row, including one at home. You need to get that victory against the Quad 1 team. And it wasn't pretty, but hey, they got the W, and it was great for Nick Honor, a guy who's been kind of an unsung hero all year, to get that shining moment.
I don't even know if Illinois is going to get to 20 wins, so that's kind of a big deal for Missouri.
Yeah. I think the other 2 coaches are Konzo and Haith, aren't they? He said that is the third coach to get 20 wins in his first season. I know Konzo's.
That'd be my guess.
No, Haith did. Didn't Haith
Kim
win?
Anderson?
Didn't Haith win?
No.
Didn't Haith win
20
30?
wins total.
Didn't Haith win 30 in his first year?
Did they win 30 games that year they lost to Norfolk State?
They were a 2 seed, so 27
Maybe,
plus.
yeah.
Sure.
And then he committed some Haith crimes.
The Colonel writes on PowerMizzou.com, there isn't a word strong enough to describe how big this win was for Missouri. It could very well be the difference between the NCAA tournament and the NIT, not just because it's a win over a quality team. This game might be the one that keeps Mississippi State out of the dance, but because it would have been such a gut punch to lose it. And going to overtime, I'm pretty sure most people thought Missouri was going to lose it. I wasn't sure. I don't share that opinion. But yeah, had they lost it, and then you go back to Kobe Brown missing what was a basket I think he converts probably 9 out of 10 times, that would have made it all the more devastating. And therefore it was an escape. It's still, candidly, I was, the Auburn thing last week I expected. Saturday was eye-opening against Texas A&M, but as we said on the show, perhaps we haven't been giving Texas A&M enough credit, and then they beat Tennessee last night to further illustrate that point. But if they would have lost to Mississippi State, I would have started to wonder if my confidence level was overstated. And yeah, the process is something you can focus on in addition to the result, and the process still wasn't ideal, but the win truly matters, considering that Missouri was teetering on the brink, and to get that in Gabe DeArmond's mind at the very least, barring monster upsets down the stretch. And what do they have, LSU and Ole Miss in addition to Georgia, Jackson?
LSU, Ole Miss, yeah. And
yeah, unless they're losing LSU and Ole Miss, I think they are in the NCAA tournament at this point.
Yeah, I agree. I totally, yeah. That, because...
But if they lose last night, all bets are off.
Yeah, then you kind of have to have a win at least a game or two in the SEC tournament to make sure, and you never want to be like one of the last 4 in. So, yeah, that was a really – either team winning, that was such a big game, and it was evident. But if they went to double OT, I don't think Mizzou wins. Mississippi State was getting looks at the basket with Tulo Smith. Missouri had to get 3 threes by guys who have been kind of streaky over the last couple of weeks. So, good win, but, scary.
And the Billikens lost to those Spiders of Richmond.
That's a good ball club.
Yeah, well, and good enough to whoop our Bills. I don't think they're going to get in either unless they win the tournament.
They have to win the A-10.
Yeah.
Which they can do. They can absolutely win
it's possible.
the A-10 tournament.
They've been right there, second place most of the year.
All you got to do is find that spark, right? Or March. Make your free throws, Demoy Hodge.
Yeah, make your free throws in March. Iggy, you would make your free throws if you used Blue Chew.
Well, you did more than that. You'd be able to have sex.
Is that the end of the live read?
That's all you need
They
to
bought a
say.
5-second package.
Yeah, only 5 seconds today. No, I mean, a lot of guys get embarrassed because of it, but it's not all your fault. I mean, stress can lead to ED, problems at home, kids, all this worry.
Cold water.
Well, shrinkage, but so what
Nice,
you do
Doug.
is you go to bluechew.com and you take care of that. Nothing to be embarrassed about.
No.
Blue Chew, same active ingredients as Cialis and Viagra, in a chewable tablet, so you don't have to worry about swallowing it. It's got a mint flavored, so it's a nice taste. And all you do is you go online. No pharmacy, no doctor visit. Go online, talk to a medical professional. Say, what are you looking for? What's the problems? I can't get hard every once in a while. I'm not whatever. They will prescribe the right treatment for you.
Yeah.
Come straight to your door, Doug. Discreet packaging, no more pharmacies, no more doctor visits. So go to bluechew.com and a special offer for our listeners. Free. First order free, Doug.
How much is the first order?
Free.
Free?
And you pay $5 shipping and handling, but that's even cheaper than most things you pay for shipping and handling.
Yeah.
So shipping and handling, $5. The order's free. TMA when you go to checkout. Bluechew.com. Stiffy and a jiffy, I say, Doug.
Don't go soft. Get some loft. You do you with Blue Chew.
Get some loft.
That's nice. Yeah. So Ryan Kelly, morning after. This is the Munganess St. Louis Acura Alton Toyota 7 o'clock hour. Go online at stlouisacura.com or altontoyota.com and work with great Jamie Burkhardt, Clayton Patterson, Peter Munganast. Munganast, you are welcome to text into our engineer design facilities. Text inbox 314-881-TMA5 and email it for our design, air, heating, and cooling email today. The morning after at InsideSTL.com. That'll come your way at 9:45. Even though I'm doing the program from my home today, TMA, Jackson, we will not be doing Balloon Party today. I think Randy Character and Kerry Davis are doing that hour. So we will not be on Balloon Party today, and I will be planning on being back tomorrow. Doug, that is the plan.
All right. Well, that'd be nice.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
We'll have a pillow for you to sit on.
Ooh, nice. Bad boys. I like bad boys.
Well, you might have a tender caboose.
Ooh, talk dirty to me, Brett
Okay,
Michaels.
that's enough. All right.
Okay. There's your itinerary for today's presentation, and you're welcome to get involved on the program anytime you want. Jeremy Rutherford is going to be with us, presented by Mark Hanna of Evergreen Wealth Strategies, 314-889-0503, or go online at evergreenstl.com. He addressed the world at the Berlin Wall, and now he works on financial.
Different guy. Different guy.
Not sure. Financial advisor, Evergreen Wealth Strategies, 314-889-0503. Or go online at evergreenstl.com. He sponsors Jeremy Rutherford. Blues, Doug, how do you do?
Well, it's really kind of sad to see what's happening here. They still got 25 games to play, and now I'm beginning to think they're not going to make the playoffs at all.
Yikes.
They were 6 points out 3 games ago. Now they're 12 points out. And we've got nothing but horror to look forward to here for the next month and a half, however long it takes them to play out the string. Meanwhile, Ryan O'Reilly gets a hat trick for Toronto and an assist.
So I was watching clips of that on Twitter last night, and I'm going, my God, they are loving him in Toronto. And then I realized, they're in Buffalo, and they're loving him in Buffalo? is his original team. Well, it wasn't his original team, but where he came from before the Blues.
Yeah.
And a lot of Leafs fans go to Sabres games, and then he gets the hat trick, and even though it's a road game, hats are all over the ice in Buffalo.
I know. That's what we had, and that's what we gave up. And the people that are holding out hope that he's coming back, he's not coming back. He's in Toronto. He's from the Toronto area. He's with a good team. He's got a chance to win again. His family's close to him now, as opposed to coming back to a team whose future right now looks pretty bleak. He's not coming back. Would you come back if you were him?
Luke may have a long rebuild ahead of him.
I know. I don't see a whole lot.
That, but,
I don't see a whole lot to be excited about right now.
Our defense, our defensemen are really, really bad. You almost need to redo the entire defenseman line by line. I mean, they are awful.
Really, I'm not sure what they build around. I guess it's Kyrou and Thomas, but
oh, absolutely.
Thomas has got to be more productive. He just doesn't score enough. He just doesn't. If he's your big gun, you got to get more out of that. Those are the two guys that they're counting on, and they're going to have to pick it up. And they're going to need a lot of help, too, and I just don't see it from the young group. Maybe it's there, and I don't recognize it, but right now the future does not look terribly bright.
Well, I think what you're going to see, when August rolls around versus now is a totally different thing. It's just I'm not sure which direction they go. And I'm not quite sure Armstrong is, not because he's clueless, but because he needs to see what plays out between February 22nd and March 3rd, and then what they wind up having. And perhaps Colton Parayko had a hell of a play last night.
Well, he fell down. He coughed up the puck and then fell down in front of his own net.
He is miserable. It's beyond. At this point, it's just embarrassing.
Is it possible that he's nursing an injury, that he just doesn't feel right? Because he used to be a heck of a player. He used to go on these end-to-end rushes and have a 100-mile-an-hour slap shot on the power play. He used to be quite an asset.
Now he's just an ass.
He's not an ass at all. He's the nicest guy that you never hope to meet. And he should be right in his prime, but he seems to be regressing. I don't get it. And I wonder how long Craig Berube will stick around if the team is kind of in a hopeless state. He might say, well, I don't need to be part of a rebuild.
Yeah.
Good morning. Hockey sucks. Move them to Canada and let's get the Grizzlies here. That's from Peg Diaz.
It was actually from me.
I was wondering deep down if you were Peg.
You want the Blues out?
Huh? No, I like I want both.
Parayko has 19 points this year and is a minus 19. God.
Some of the forwards are like minus in the mid to high 20s. O'Reilly, when he left, was like minus 25.
Well, the Blues are bad, but it doesn't take away from how hot Ryan O'Reilly is. I mean, come on, that chiseled jaw sipping a Guinness with the Conn Smythe in his lap. Get out of here, Hottie McDottie.
Okay.
That's in the Dogtown Astronaut.
We didn't need that.
He's got red hair.
He doesn't have red hair.
Kinda.
Jackson said that on 101 ESPN, and I can assure you it did not play well with that audience.
No, he doesn't have red hair.
It's kind of reddish.
What
Shout out Cam Reddish.
He has the brown hair.
Yeah, reddish brown.
Yeah. Okay.
I just know Puck better, I guess.
I don't know. Why would you say he has red hair?
My vision.
Well,
I am somewhat.
You got talked down to.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. I am somewhat colorblind. Like there is a part of me that, there is some things I can't differentiate.
I've never seen a picture of him where he appeared to have red hair.
He's borderline.
Have the Cardinals had any redheads since Red Shandings? I don't remember any Cardinal players with red
Brad
hair.
Thompson.
He doesn't have red hair.
He's got blonde hair.
Gary Saborn.
Gary Saborn was with the Blues, and he didn't have red hair. Red Berenson did.
You said, is there another Blue that had red hair?
I said Cardinal.
Oh, I thought you said.
For some reason, I started
Why'd you
thinking
say
about
Red
the Cardinals.
Berenson then?
Well, because you said Gary Saborn.
You said Berenson before I said Saborn.
I switched it to the Cardinals with Red Shandings, and you switched it to the Blues with Gary Saborn, who didn't have red hair either, and I corrected that with Red Berenson.
I think maybe Tim Ecclestone.
He didn't have red. Who's the best redheaded athlete in St. Louis history?
Ooh, nice question.
It's got to be Red Shandings.
669-004 TMA.
Did Mark McGuire kind of have reddish hair?
Do the dogs have any red hair, guys?
I don't know. I don't think he'd say McGuire was a redhead. No,
Scott Spezio had a red soul patch.
He did. Nice. He did indeed. We'll count that.
All right, there it is.
I don't think he was better than Red Cheney.
No, Red Cheney's a Hall of Famer, so he's going to have to be our winner. Okay, nice little segment. Nice little bit.
Yeah, really nice segment.
All right.
Maybe Randy Character can use that for Balloon Party today.
I'm sure he will, because it went a long ways.
I'm looking up best redhead athletes, and they count Mark McGuire.
They do?
Uh-huh.
That's a nice win for Jackson.
Yeah.
He still wasn't better than Red Cheney's.
Probably was.
Well,
he probably
going
was.
by home runs.
Yeah.
All right, well.
Runs driven in. I'm not old enough to have seen Red Cheney's play to be an expert on his career, but
no, I just go by stats.
Dear Abby, my husband and I have been together for 6 years, married for 4. We have had a lot of marriage issues during the last few years, sexually and otherwise. I no longer trust him because of something I found out last year.
What?
I have his email information, and I also was able to see the search history from his phone on the computer. I discovered that he watches a lot of porn.
Oh.
I don't think it's a big deal, because I know many men and women do. But I saw he was also watching gay porn and searching for pictures of well-endowed guys.
Oh.
Does this mean my husband is gay and likes men?
Probably.
Or does it just mean he likes different sexual things? I'm not sure what to do.
Looks like gay porn here.
Yeah, that's what she found.
I don't know if I should approach the subject with him. I don't want him to know I'm snooping around. Or so should I just ask him without telling him I know or how much I know? Or should I just let it go? That comes from Knows Too Much in Texas. Here's what Abby has to say.
All right.
Your husband may be bisexual, gay, or bi-curious. You wouldn't have checked on his phone history if you hadn't felt something was wrong. Do not let it go. You will never know the truth unless you ask for it. This does not necessarily have to be a marriage breaker. However, in case your husband has wandered off the screen, call your doctor and ask to be tested for STDs. Okay.
Unless he's wandered off the screen. What did that have to do with it?
When is it okay to kiss a guy?
Right. That he has gone from being curious by watching man-on-man stag activity to finding a gentleman in a Wilmore Park restroom.
Oh.
What is getting
know.
into his emails have anything to do with it?
Well, that's what led her to be suspicious.
Looking for Craigslist ads?
Well, she just said she searched gay porn on his computer.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what did an email have to do with gay porn?
Well, maybe he got
Is he emailing somebody, hey, where can I find gay porn?
Maybe he got some email marketing from a gay porn site.
How could you imagine?
No, it's another made up. Even Abby's making up things now.
Well, they've all been made up.
I don't think gay porn sites do email campaigns.
I don't know. No matter what you look at, you get some kind of ad the next day, don't you? Pretty much.
I watch a lot of porn. I don't get ads for porn.
You don't?
No.
Maybe they know you're already sold. You're already a customer that they don't have to bother anymore.
Oh, we got the premium package.
I've never paid for porn.
You're proud of that too, aren't you?
Well, I know a lot of guys do for some reason. There's enough free stuff out there.
Okay. Well, that doesn't solve this lady. It doesn't solve this lady's problem. She's worried about her husband.
Well, and Abby's looking out for her.
Yeah.
In case he's wandered and
off the screen.
Been with a guy. Go get yourself tested for STDs and maybe go to Tavistock.
Tavistock? What is that?
I don't know. It's
Come here, big fella.
the other lady tells everybody to go to Tavistock.
Deidre.
I
think it's a counseling site. I don't know. It probably could help. Was it Concerned in Texas or whatever the person's name is?
I know they used to sponsor the Lake Nona versus Alworth get-together in Florida every year.
What? What is that?
It was the members from Lake Nona, which was Ernie Els and Annika Sorenstam, and then Alworth, which usually Tiger, O'Meara, people like that, and it was called the Tavistock Cup.
Golf tournament.
Well, it was just a little get-together. It wasn't a tournament. It wasn't a PGA Tour event. It was just something they did every year. Members versus members, and they called it the Tavistock Cup.
Okay. I was unaware.
Frank, do you like chocolate bunnies?
Well, boy, Frank's having a big segment.
Is he talking to himself?
I think reading an email.
Talking to himself in the third person?
We have the Arnold Palmer drop.
I'm telling you, I think that was like, it got to
Margot?
be in Jackson's flash drive called Arnold Palmer.
I don't know if it's in there.
It's in the drop. I think it is.
All right.
I think it's in the drops.
It was a heck of a drop.
If not, Swope could probably find that one.
Yeah.
He's probably researching.
That's the one that I really do miss, Swope. Just get thrown out of bad signal.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
Well, Swope's having a big month himself. What
Well,
appears to be on his way to an email of the day win for the month, right?
Yeah.
Maybe he's Milagro Tequila Lister of the Month.
Oh, no, Natty Nate. I mean, it doesn't matter if Natty 8 calls or texts in again. I don't even think he has to sign up for it. I think
I don't know. You'd have to yield to Milagro Tequila on that.
Yeah, you got to.
I think I just send that call to Milagro and they go, okay, yep, this is it.
He wouldn't even listen to any other contributors.
I'm gonna go look and see if he's signed up.
I'm sure he hasn't. He was asking how to do it last night, and nobody answered him. So
I think we're going to get this done. Be able to get him.
He was asking last night.
yeah, I think he. I forgot who he tagged in the post, but then he asked, "By the way, how do I get into that TMA thing to win? I don't know how to do it." I don't think anybody.
Was this on the fan page?
No, it was on his page.
I'll have to check it out.
Well, I hope he figures it out. Signing up for some of that stuff is not always easy for everybody.
No, it's not.
But it sure would be nice if you would.
TMASCL.com.
Yeah.
Yeah, sign up. Milagro Tequila. Milagro Tequila, sponsor of the Listener of the Month. And Beer Cats is the original winner. Who will be the month of February winner? Milagro Tequila, welcome to a brighter side of tequila with Milagro. We have some app contests going on the TMA STL app. Download that app. It's the absolute bee's knees. Everything is there. Old shows. You can live stream today's shows. Everything there for you on the TMA STL app, plus these contests, 2 of them. Win tickets to Evolution Festival, August 26th and 27th in Forest Park. Live music from the Black Keys, Brandy Carlisle, Ice Cube, and more. And then also another one to win 4 tickets to SLU versus Dayton on Friday, March 3rd. It's the Billikens Blue Out, featuring a rally towel giveaway for the first 5,000 fans. Plus Red Panda will be performing at halftime. So 2 different contests going on via the TMA STL app. There you go.
Tap that app.
Hey.
Also can confirm that Natty Nate has signed up for the Milagro Tequila Listener of the Month.
You figured it out. All
His
right.
entry is in. So
Okay.
that's big.
Wow.
This is
Huge
big.
moment.
Well, there's your front runner.
And big
What did he write, Jackson?
Yeah, want me to read it?
Yeah.
All right. Because when I come onto the show, I spell hot takes. That is a fact. I don't play around. If you want hot takes, you can always count on me. If the Cardinals are doing bad stuff, I will be there to tell you. And another reason I want to win is all you guys are funny from the show starts till the show ends. You all have been #1 in my book since day one. Sincerely, Natty Nate.
What a nice little sentiment.
Wow.
I mean, this is a blueprint. This is a blueprint right here.
I might as well give it to him now.
Well, we have to have our paper.
What if Douglas emerges here or Jackie comes back? I mean,
that would.
Like a Douglas XFL schedule reading?
Oh, man, we need that.
Mr. Licks has just issued a concession speech. I'd like to retract my entry, please. Thanks. That's from Mr. Licks. It sounds like he's conceding.
Well, there's more months for you.
Maybe Barch.
10 to be in.
Feels like February's taken. Yeah.
More big news yesterday, Tim, in the concert front.
Wow.
Well, Guns N' Roses coming to Busch.
You gonna try to go?
At Busch Stadium, right?
I'm gonna go. Yeah.
Isn't Morgan Wallen doing back-to-back?
He is.
Sold out already.
Yeah, Waylon sold out in like 2 minutes. No, I'm a Guns N' Roses fan.
Were you there the night there was the riot?
I was not there.
No. They haven't had any more incidents like that, have they?
No, and St. Louis forgives and forgets, so, you know. He trashed the city in a song, said F you St. Louis, some other things, but...
So now he's back.
Time heals all. So, yeah, Busch Stadium is starting to add. But the thing is, Billy Joel and Stevie Nicks are doing stadium tours. And I thought for sure Busch Stadium would try to get them.
Maybe they did.
They're playing Kansas City.
Kansas City, they're playing, yeah.
Okay.
Maybe the dates just didn't work out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it worked out for Guns N' Roses.
Is it in the summer?
Yeah.
I assume. Well, maybe the Cardinals are playing when the...
Well, I'm sure they looked at all those dates to see when are the Cardinals out of town, what can we do?
Will you tweet the girl from the Slash commercial and ask her if she'll accompany you to the show? That's from Brian Henson, who covers the Colts.
I don't even know what that means.
What's the Slash commercial?
The commercial, the lady you
Oh.
tweeted at?
Well, so what? I thought she was fabulous in the commercial, and I sent her a little love. You know, it doesn't hurt to be nice to people every once in a while.
Or to stalk them.
You know, just not stalking her. I just thought she was fabulous in the commercial. And she just had one line. Stop. You're in. That was her line, but she did it so perfectly. And it made the, speaking of Slash, I mean...
You slid into her DMs after that?
I tweeted out, and I tagged her in it. Okay. So anyway, Slash coming to town. Along with Richard Fortus, who's been in Guns N' Roses for a long time as a guitarist. You know, he used to play with Pale Divine, a St. Louis band.
Did not know that.
Yeah, he was one of the members of Pale Divine. And he's in Guns N' Roses.
All right. Well, that's good knowledge.
Welcome to the jungle.
Okay.
Nice.
I'm not sure if Axl can still sing, but...
How old is he these days?
I don't know. Late 50s, I guess. Mid-50s, maybe?
He is 61 years young.
61?
Yeah, late 50s, early 60s. Well, that'll be fun this summer. And I'm going to see Bush Sunday night.
It is amazing how many 60 and older people are still out there touring, playing concerts.
My buddy was at the Bruce Springsteen show last night, I think in Memphis. I'm not sure on that. But he's still rocking and rolling.
He played Kansas City this weekend.
Did he?
Then he went to Memphis?
I don't know where my buddy lives, to be honest with you, or if he made the move.
Oh, you guys are close.
Yeah, very close.
Thinking about you, buddy. Where do you live again?
he was in Louisiana, but I don't know.
Yeah, what's Springsteen, 71?
That's 73 years old.
Gosh.
And he's still doing 3-hour concerts, man.
When I was young, I don't remember any of these old acts still touring. I mean, people would have laughed at the idea of a 70-year-old rock star. Let's go see a 70-year-old rock star. I don't think that such a thing even existed.
I don't know if I get the appeal.
Well, who would have been 70 back in your day when you were going to concerts?
I don't know. Maybe the Mills Brothers.
Tulsa. He was in Tulsa last night.
Wow. Is he playing St. Louis?
No. No, he is not.
Well, that smarts a little bit when you go from Kansas City to Tulsa and St. Louis. Doesn't have to call.
Straight up to Portland. Then he comes back, goes to Milwaukee, followed by Columbus, Ohio. So it just messes us all together.
I guess maybe a generation ago, the older singers went to places like Las Vegas, just sang there, or now it's Branson.
Well, prior to the 60s, you know, when the Beatles and Elvis and all that happened, the British invasion, I mean, there weren't a lot of concerts.
Well, they still had singers.
You had Frank Sinatra and Tony Bennett and people like that, crooners.
Right.
So there weren't a lot of...
But I don't remember people going to see them when they were in their 70s and 80s like they do now.
Well, they were seeing Frank Sinatra and Tony Bennett in their 70s.
Yeah, Tony Bennett even older than that, right?
So what I'm saying is there weren't bands back then what people would go see it was mostly crooners. You know, and the sisters, what were they? The
Andrews Sisters?
Yeah, there were
Lennon Sisters?
Lennon Sisters. I mean, groups like that. I mean, they didn't do concerts. They would...
Well, those weren't the big stars.
They were back in that day.
The Lennon Sisters were just a Lawrence Welk act.
Well, that's all they had back then.
Not
Do you remember
really.
your parents going to concerts in the 50s?
I wasn't alive for it. I don't.
The YouTube audio is back to normal.
Oh my God! What'd you do?
Like I said, called the big boys. I said, "Hey, I don't know what I'm doing," and so.
Do you know what they did?
No, it's. I think it's a software issue. We had our computer that runs the YouTube reset over the weekend, and so when that happens, sometimes the software gets messed up, and that's something I can't tackle. But what I can do is call the people who can tackle it. They have tackled it, and it is back to normal. I just listened to it. No more echo, no more hollow sound. So if you want to watch on YouTube but you couldn't because of the sound, you can go back to watching on YouTube.
I gotta find something else to bitch about.
Oh, they will, but God bless.
Okay, well that is good news.
Good morning. I have a friend who works for, I won't name the company just on the off chance, and he says St. Louis practically has no promoters anymore and no one advocating for these large national acts, so they just skip coming here. It sucks. That's from Kevin's brother, Jack, and then his last name is Demoff.
Well, we get the large acts there at the Hollywood Casino Amphitheater, don't we? Busch Stadium's had some big acts.
Yeah, normally Live Nation shows, and if you notice, almost every concert that comes to St. Louis is either presented by The Arch, WIL, KSHE, 105.7 The Point.
Are they the promoters? Or are they just sponsoring it?
No, but I don't know. I don't want to speak for people. I'm sure Tommy sometimes does a lot of. I know Tommy puts together the Point Fest. So I don't know, but work very closely with Live Nation. And if it's a Live Nation show, which they probably are involved with 80% of the big concerts that come around the country, they have a working relationship with Live Nation. So I don't know how the inner workings. I mean,
no, I don't either.
You know, there used to be Contemporary Productions in St. Louis that brought almost every concert to St. Louis. But with more and more little cities getting involved, wanting shows, and St. Louis has enough venues. It's just a matter of whether it fits into certain schedules, and I'm sure some bands won't come here because of crime. I don't know.
I don't know.
Well, bands are treated as if they're like the president. I mean, they're rarely ever in the city, but usually have an entourage. Usually they're in and out.
Yeah, I don't think they spend a lot of time walking to the closed down restaurants
I play
downtown.
at Kansas City over St. Louis too.
Mick Jagger went sightseeing when he's here.
How long ago?
Well, the Stones were, 2 years ago? He's taking pictures in front of the Arch, and I think he might have went to Crown Candy one day. Yeah, a lot of artists like to get out and about.
Well, that's still possible to do.
Yeah, I was being facetious about crime. I'm sure somebody said, I'm not going there. There's crime.
Yeah, there's crime everywhere.
You just don't, you get out of your jet, you take your limousine to the hotel, you take your limousine to the concert, you get back on the jet, you're going.
It's like you coming to the radio studio.
That's exactly what it is.
Well, it's like a limousine driving my Mungan-esque car.
Yeah. A lot of Mungan-esque cars are nicer than the limousines that we might.
I would say.
St.
StLouisAcura.com and AltonToyota.com if you want to check yours out. We're wrapping up the Mungan-Ass St. Louis Acura Alton Toyota 7 o'clock hour. We'll have the Mungan-Ass Daily Fantasy Sports Showdown coming up, plus the Design Air Heating and Cooling email today, and Mark Hanna presenting Jeremy Rutherford at 9 o'clock. Your questions are welcome, 314-881-TMA5. Appliance discounters, 8 o'clock hour coming your way. Next, this is the Ryan Kelly Morning After from the Michelob Ultra Studios.
Urban Dictionary defines thirsty as purposely, knowingly, and recklessly attempting to gain fame to boost self-esteem. So, are you thirsty? Well, TMA has you covered. Become a part of the 2023 TMA Listener of the Month Club. You nominate yourself for a monthly award. And if you win, you get recognition and stuff to help you satisfy that insatiable thirst. We're talking January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, etc. Go to TMASTL.com or the TMA app. Give us your name, a photo, and other pertinent information. Tell us why you deserve to be TMA Listener of the Month. And if you don't want to use your real name or photo, we don't really care. The TMA Listener of the Month. Get recognized just for being you, or fake you, or whatever. Quenched by Milagro Tequila. Welcome to the brighter side of tequila with Milagro in the morning after on KPNT HD2. Live from the Michelob Ultra Studios. KPNT FM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. This is TMA All Day.
Hey, this is Tim McKernan, and I am here with James Carlton, who also is my insurance agent. And James, these days people just want to relax and not be thinking a whole lot about what they're protected from and what scares them and what they're not protected from. And that's where you guys come into play.
Yeah, we look at it as aggravation versus devastation, right? If someone slammed on their brakes in front of you and you rear-ended them, are you protected? You've worked hard for everything you have. Have the confidence what's yours will remain yours.
314-961-4800. I'm a client, and I will proudly tell you to do business with James Carlton of the Carlton State Farm Insurance Agency in Webster Groves. Hey, this is Tim McKernan, and I am here with the great Ryan Kelly. Long-time, unbelievable gallery here, too. Long-time title sponsor of TMA. Ryan, I mean, it's not just business with you, it's giving back. What are you doing, climbing mountains? What's going on with you?
Yeah, it's a great question. Obviously, the mortgage business is a top priority because we employ so many incredible people, and we help people buy homes, refinance to get cash, all of that. So home loan experts, always top priority. But when we're not doing mortgages, we're always looking for ways to give back to the community. 8 years ago, started climbing mountains for forensic kids with cancer right here in St. Louis, SSM Health Cardinal Glennon Hospital. And now, fast forward to today, that initiative is now a full foundation, the Keep Climbing Foundation, and you can learn about that at keepclimbingfoundation.org. We empower young women. We take care of our kids that are battling life-threatening disease, and we support our military. This year, we had 8 climbs, raised several $100,000, and we're looking forward to next year. And hey, listeners, you can get involved with one of our climbs. Learn more today at keepclimbingfoundation.org.
Hey, this is Tim McKernan of TMA, and I am thrilled to have new clients on board Longo Biggs Injury Law. CD Longo and Doug Biggs. And Doug, the thing I want our audience to know is that you guys are local and you guys are different. Tell our audience how you're different.
Yeah, Tim, both CD and I are from St. Louis area, born and raised in the South City area or the South County area, and we are also thrilled to be part of the TMA family now. If anyone signs up with us for an injury case, their case is treated like they are family. We get to know you, we get to know the ins and outs of your case, and make sure we represent you like you are part of our family. We're not like one of the large firms in the area who might take your case and just treat you like another number or another file. You'll get our personal attention. It's either CD and I who will handle your case directly, and if you are injured in an accident, please remember us. You can visit us at longobiggs.com, and that's Biggs with 2 G's.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
TMA knows how our Walrus audience loves their meats. That's why we have teamed up with a local company that delivers high-quality, great-tasting meats straight to your door. Brush Creek Valley Farms is a direct-to-consumer family farm that raises, processes, and delivers pork and beef nationwide at cost-friendly prices. Go to brushcreekvalley.com to choose between their various box options. Build your own box or buy in bulk to have a great-tasting local beef and pork at all times. Brush Creek Valley Farms is offering 10% off any box by using the promo code TMA10 or 5% off any bulk order when you use TMA5. On top of that, if you subscribe to their monthly service, you'll receive an additional 10% off each order you make. Again, that's TMA10 for any box order, TMA5 for bulk orders, and an automatic 10% off when you subscribe. Go to brushcreekvalley.com to learn more about how you can get their meats in your mouth and support a local family farm. That's brushcreekvalley.com, high-quality meats for a lowbrow audience.
Don't miss Appliance Discounters President's Day clearance sale all this month. Shop their 80,000 square foot warehouse, including brands like GE, Bosch, LG, Samsung, and Frigidaire. Everything must go. Huge GE cash rebates, along with other brands on kitchen packages. Huge savings, huge cash rebates, and 12 months interest-free financing. 5 Missouri locations to serve you. Appliance Discounters, your hometown appliance source, featuring major brands like GE. ApplianceDiscounters.com.
This summer, they are coming back. You know where you are? For you. You're in the jungle, baby. Guns N' Roses, live. North America 2023. Saturday, September 9th, Busch Stadium. Tickets on sale Friday at 10 a.m. at livenation.com. Finally, back in North America. Don't miss Guns N' Roses.
Tim, Doug, Iggy, Plowsy, Action Jackson.
The Ryan Kelly Morning After, 105.7 HD2.
No aux, Tim, sorry. There's music playing. And if he's not there, Doug, then we're just going to warble.
Well, we learned what you say is hello.
Hello?
That's what you say. He's not there.
We're just having some technical difficulties.
Mm-hmm.
No.
You sharpshooting me, dog?
No.
I already forgot about the hello.
We're already back?
Oh, yeah. So there's no aux. So, like, I know you can't hear Fluffy playing by Ween, so I just wanted to give you a heads up on air that we're back.
Oh, nice. Hello again, everybody. What did you say, Jackson? Hello.
Hello.
Hello, after 6 seconds of dead silence.
Yeah. I think it was, if you weren't paying attention, you didn't even notice anything had gone wrong.
Yeah, right. It was
So
seamless.
It was.
Yeah, it was seamless.
That's what it was. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Ryan Kelly Morning After. Appliance Discounters, 8 o'clock hour here. Even though President's Day is over, Appliance Discounter still has their President's Day sale going on. They're clearing out that 80,000 square foot warehouse. Go online at theappliancediscounters.com and you can go a-shopping for a great deal at the Appliance Discounter, sponsor of our 8 o'clock hour. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Munk and Ass Daily Fantasy Sports Showdown.
We can't yet.
Iggy's not here.
Iggy is. We had a 6-minute break. The longest we've ever had in our entire Hubbard career.
He's probably waiting.
Here he comes.
Is that right?
Here he comes.
Oh,
He's sauntering in.
Okay, we're trying to do this.
He won, so
Munk and Ass
he-
golf.
Yeah, it's Iggy's box.
So what are they, 3-3 on the year now?
3-3 on the year.
Yeah. Okay.
Losing money, hemorrhaging money.
Well,
Hemorrhaging money?
I have to pick randomly, so it's not on me. I want to help the kids.
Well, hopefully, I'm the only one that's won money this year. So.
No, Doug's won.
Yeah.
Oh, has he?
Mm-hmm. You guys have won the same amount of money.
So that was wrong.
Hopefully, my DraftKings comes up today and doesn't ask me for a password.
You forgot your password?
I changed it. I forgot what I changed it to.
Okay. Well, you're gonna have to come up with 6 names anyway.
Well, I got 6 names. It was
Okay.
I could have picked out of a box this roster.
Well, that's what I have to do every week.
Yeah, but this
Still comes out the same.
It's like picking out of a box. All right, we'll start in the 6,000s. I don't have any 6,000s.
Okay, we can't start there then.
7,100. I'm only picking him because he's played well here in the past. President's Cup captain. I'm going with Zach Johnson.
You're going with Zach Johnson, and then take a deep sigh.
Now, Jackson, I know you know this already, but there are no numbers attached to these names.
I'm all aware.
I assume Doug is not going to go over on his total, but
It may not be possible to go.
They're going to be tough to read. These are thin. These are thin.
they are
thin.
How did you even cut these?
Power of will.
Gosh, A. Atwall. Heard of it.
Arjan Atwall. This is the only term of the year he gets into.
Atwall.
I like his chances.
I like him. Yeah, I like to pick.
I don't even know how he still has a card.
Iggy, who's your first pick? I'm sorry.
Don't put A. Atwall on blast like you did the Swanson frozen food people yesterday.
Zach Johnson.
Thank you.
If you could, I don't have a pen, so you can send me the rosters like you always do.
Yeah.
Still in the 7,000s. I am high on this guy all year. He lost his card last year, went back to the Corn Ferry Tour, played on the Corn Ferry Tour. He's had 3 straight top 25 finishes.
Oh.
Benny On.
Benny, how do you spell that last name?
A-N.
Benny On.
Benny On.
Okay, I like Atwall better.
He's got a couple of top 10s here, too.
All right, I'll just pick another one.
I think Benny On may win this week.
D. Redmond.
Doc Redmond.
D. Redmond.
Another guy, I don't know how he's got a card.
Okay, easy on my club.
Billy Horschel is the 4th highest player this week.
Oh, it's an absolute dumpster fire.
Minley Wu.
I mean, I'll tell you what. I mean, I suppose what Sung J M is the favorite, but plus 1,000. But if you wanted to if you could spread whatever number you're comfortable, let's say $100 or $200 on betting 10 or 20, relatively speaking, long shots. This is a week where, last week at Riviera, the odds of somebody other than a big name winning pretty slim. For the most part, that's the case at Waste Management with those 2 fields. But this week, there's a really decent chance that somebody you've never heard of wins this thing, and therefore you'd be getting paid off handsomely. It's a risk reward, of course, but this is super random.
And there's so many of them live right in that area. You'd think more of them would play.
Well, because they're playing, it's where the schedule falls. You got Waste Management and Genesis last week, and then Bay Hill after this. So it's just been hammered by the schedule.
And players, that's 4
and the
elevated
players,
events.
you're right. So I mean, this is the week they take off, even though it's 10 minutes from their houses.
And the only way, whoever the sponsor is going to be next year, because Honda's done, if they want to be in the rotation for being an elevated event, I mean, the sponsor's got to fork up a lot of the money. This is only what?
No, it's got nothing to do with that. Although they have a leverage,
Sure it does.
They got to move it in the calendar. They can't have it at this date any longer. So there's an open date next year, and my guess is this event will not be in February next year.
No, but
or at least in the next couple of years.
But if you don't have all 4 of those elevated events, I mean, there'll be a time when the Phoenix is going to be an elevated event because they're going to change them every year. The sponsors have the option. It goes from a $6 million event to a $20 million event. PGA Pro or the PGA Tour puts some money in it, but the sponsor is putting up the rest of it. So if the Honda stayed and wanted to be an elevated event, then the year that maybe the Phoenix or the Genesis or the Bay Hill aren't an elevated event, then those guys wouldn't play that event, and chances are they'd play Honda because it's an elevated event. Plus, the top 20, and I don't know what they call that thing, the player points or whatever, those top 20 have to play every elevated event.
Stop saying elevated event and pick another player.
Except for one. They can only miss one elevated event a year.
Stop saying elevated event.
Well, that's what they call it.
Okay.
Designated event, right?
Who's the next player?
I thought they changed it to elevated. I don't know. Let's go in the 8,000s.
Just pick somebody.
Adrian Meronk.
How do you spell that?
He's worth 8,000.
Meronk.
MER.
Yeah, 8,300 because he's a good European Tour player. So.
Okay, let's see if I can pick some schlepper. All right, I got one here. N. Hardy.
Nick Hardy.
You've had him like every week.
Yeah, Illinois, University of Illinois guy.
Yeah.
N. Hardy.
He made the Wall of Fame there at the new complex there at U of I. They have a new golf complex. It looks sick.
Did it really?
Yeah, it looks amazing. They just built it. It's phenomenal.
Is it nice?
It's really, really nice.
And my next three players, when you see the prices of these guys, you know how crappy this event is.
All right.
I almost dropped the S button.
I heard that.
At 86, coming in at 8,600, Johnny Vegas.
Johnny Vegas. Johnny Vegas.
God,
Okay.
these players are terrible.
Well, they're still professional.
Wait till you hear my highest price player.
I don't want to hear it. I got C. Yuan. Y-U-A-N. Yuan.
My God.
Oh, my God. This may be the worst roster you've
You still got a chance to win it because my players aren't any good either.
Yeah, this is all guesswork.
Well, it's not guesswork. I did some research.
No, it doesn't usually help.
Coming in at 9,000, Thomas Dietrich.
Thomas Dietrich.
What do you got? Two more, Doug?
I got two more, Doug. Okay, let's grab one.
Last two players.
Okay.
Big boys.
Okay, there's one. I got one. Oh, S. Harrington.
That's
who is that?
Patrick Harrington's son, Scott Harrington, I think.
Okay. Boy, I like that pick.
You're gonna have like $9,000.
He's just a kid, boy. He might say anything.
And the last 4 weeks, this guy would have been in the 7,000s, low 7,000s, to mid 7,000s.
What is he now?
He's 9,300, my highest price player.
What is that?
Matt Kuchar.
Matt Kuchar. Well, I had him last week, and he played well.
Well, he's played well here in the past, so.
Well, you're still guessing. Okay. Okay. G. Chalmers.
Greg Chalmers. I don't know. He's got to be pushing 50. He might be 50.
Chalmers.
Your team sucks.
Oh, it's a nice club.
Doug only left $10,800 on the table.
You could.
Your team is so
Maybe
good.
I should give you a seventh pick. No, I won't. Sorry.
That's a good club. I don't mind.
You got 5 missing the cut immediately.
I don't think you got a player that's got a card.
Well, how are they playing then?
On past winnings, all-time winnings, one-time exemption. All I know is there's 156 players in the field. There were 4 spots available on Monday qualifying. You know how many people played in the Monday qualifying?
How many?
140 for 4 spots yesterday.
What, did Nagel get into this?
I don't think he played. I don't think he tried to Monday qualify. He just spent 2 weeks overseas. I think he made 1 cut.
Well, even that's probably enough to keep him out of credit card debt, which a lot of our listeners are in. But they wouldn't be if they listened to the home loan expert, Ryan Kelly. Average credit card rates are about 19.1%. That's the highest since July of 91. That's absolutely ridiculous. If you're paying 19.1% on your credit card debt, your financial future is really at risk here. 35% of households are taking on new credit to cover just basic expenses. Even more are still paying off their holiday bills. If you're a homeowner, you don't have to live like that. Do you have equity in your home? Well, sure you do. With a simple cash-out refi, you can pull out that equity, and the home loan expert will give you your cash at closing, and you can pay off that credit card debt. But the most important thing you could do for your financial outlooks. Start fresh on the path to financial freedom today at thehomeloanexpert.com and let Ryan Kelly and his fabulous staff show you how to get it done. You'll be happy that you win. Thank you, Sir Mortgage. Thank you, Ryan Kelly.
There it is, Ryan Kelly, the home loan expert. Doug, here is a call of a Hail Mary winning a football game in Division II.
Okay, yeah.
They still playing football?
Seems topical.
This is from 2019.
Oh, okay.
Oh, sick.
Jackson keeps sending it over in phone with audio. I'm like, I guess I got to go to it.
It's really good.
4 years ago.
Right. Randomly wants to keep some people off the line of scrimmage. Brenner Pettis trying to get some push. Brenner's going to get it there, no doubt about it. What's going to happen now? That is caught for a touchdown. I don't believe it. 4 guys back there. They couldn't stop the play. I don't know who caught it. Oh, it's going to be Justin Davis. What a walk-off win for Ashland.
Ashland?
I'd like a little more enthusiasm.
That is caught for a touchdown.
Come on.
I don't believe it.
It reminds me so much of the Left Field and Gone, and I thought that.
I love that. I don't believe it. As he's packing his briefcase, just immediately ready to leave the booth.
It's as though the play-by-play guy was a dad on the other team.
I don't believe it.
It was Grand Valley State versus Ashland.
Oh.
I'm sure that was the Grand Valley State announcer, I'm guessing.
I don't believe it.
I don't know.
Maybe tomorrow we can put the Doug Flutie clip in there.
Is that the most famous college play of all time? The Doug Flutie Hail Mary?
Good question.
No,
The band?
Vince Young.
Kick six.
Missouri beating Arkansas based on the head coach's reaction.
Yeah. Missouri beating Florida.
That looked like you just won the
yeah.
SEC.
I'm sure it depends on how old you are.
I think Tim nailed it. I think the band.
Nice way to nail it, Tim.
Well, I mean,
No problem. I enjoy nailing things.
How there wasn't a penalty? The guy's running through the band and there's no penalty?
It's Vince Young in USC, because that was the greatest college football game of all time.
The race to the pylon there?
One of them.
Easily, not one of them, Doug. It's the greatest game of all time.
Oh.
I don't want to hear any argument for a second.
Okay, Natty.
That's the one. The hype of it all, the athletes that were on that field came down to the last second.
Well, like the Auburn run
High-scoring
back
game.
with the Alabama missed field goal.
Yeah, kick six.
That's a nice play, Iggy.
That's what I.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Give Jackson credit. I think he said it. None of us heard of it.
I was on. Ox was
Jackson
off.
said
Yeah, Ox was off for it, I guess.
But that was just a game. This is I'm talking national championship.
Well, that game was that was a.
We're just
Iron
talking.
Bowl.
We're talking game. We don't care if it's for the national championship or not.
Well, for my age group, I think it's the Flutie Hail Mary.
Yeah.
I think it's the first time we actually saw a Hail Mary work.
Didn't that game invent the word Hail Mary as a play?
I don't think so. I think that was invented by. Didn't the Cowboys throw the first one to Drew Pearson in a playoff win over Minnesota?
Darnell Coles did, actually.
It was Darnell
Stubby
Coles.
Clapp.
I want to say it was a Roger Staubach bomb to Drew Pearson right at the end to beat the Vikings in a playoff, and that's where that whole Hail Mary thing started.
Well, we'll look at it.
Nice dunk on Drink, guys. You got him. Awesome. Nailed. That's from Kevin's brother, Jack Demoff.
Oh, this dude's a drink apologist. And I'm looking it up. The first article I click on from, looks like Bleacher Report or Sports Illustrated, #1, Texas USC.
#1 college game of all time?
Yeah, and then kick six.
What
Auburn,
game?
Alabama.
We're talking about best play.
Right, now, I thought it was, I mean, regardless, right? Like, we just said game, the best game of all time.
I said
didn't
the
think we
best. I said the best play, and you took it to the best game, which is fine. It's your prerogative.
I guess the
Doug,
kick
it can
six
be two different topics weaving
could.
in and out.
Right. It absolutely could.
That kick six was good then.
And we got all of that from a Prairie View A&M State junior college team.
I don't believe
That's correct.
Don't take much for us to come up with a topic.
Yeah, Hunchback of Von Castle wasn't happy with my audio work there.
That is caught for a touchdown. I don't believe it.
Jackson, that was awful. Jackson is having a rough week. That's from the Hunchback of Von Castle.
Yeah.
KG in O-Town says that call gave him goosebumps.
Yes. Yeah. If I can just get one person to get some feeling out of an audio clip.
It made you feel like we were right there in the stadium.
No, we could do a weekly, daily segment, worst call of the day. Just go to Awful Announcing. They're all over the place.
Well, I like our friend. What's his name?
Joey Zanaboni.
Yeah, I like him.
Sorry, I'm emailing myself a clip that Buck Swope sent me.
Has Zanaboni landed a big job in the offseason?
The Frank,
It is.
yeah, this.
I think Zamboni didn't get hired by anybody. Not at least
Didn't.
not this offseason.
Well, maybe next year.
Get the kids dressed for school, maybe make them breakfast, maybe go to work.
What are you talking about?
What are we talking about here, Iggy?
Swope just sent Plowsy
I
a clip
needed
of
it. He
Frank.
gave it to me.
Okay.
And we're downloading it to the system. Now,
Yeah, you have to listen to it first before you put it on the air.
hell no.
Oh.
Not with Swope.
Okay,
No,
you
this
trust him.
dude's bulletproof.
You trust him. You're going to play it now?
That was amazing, Jackson. Keep them coming. That's from Mr. Licks.
Boy, that sounded like it was not as sincere as
you had hoped.
It's tough to pick up context on a text, but somehow I did, and that seemed like that was not authentic. But hey, I'll take compliments however I can get them.
All right, that clip.
We received a memo from the desk of Inspector Nose Siren. Just wanted to mention I'm on day 9 of not commenting on the fan page. If anybody wants to be back, please mention something on the fan page. I will see it the moment it pops up. Then I will return. But I need you to beg me first. In the meantime, you guys see what Natty Nate said and what Joe R responded with, and then the gif from Derek B. Thanks. That's from I got an apartment you guys can use to masturbate in while I'm at work. Keys under the mat.
No.
Well, Natty Nate posted on his own page, and I don't think I brought up the fan page, and I don't think I've stated in the last 2 weeks that, I don't comment on the fan page anymore.
Listen, it's Ned Reynolds on the fan page.
I don't think I've commented on it because I don't really care.
Did that start in Jamaica?
I don't know when it started. I really don't.
Women wanted to be like him, and guys wanted to be with him.
There it is.
Got it. Thanks.
I don't know. Arnie was good. I don't know if guys want to be with him.
Arnie's still the last guy to shoot his age on the PGA Tour.
I think Sam Snead did.
But Arnie would have been after Sam Snead, right? I think he shot a 71 when he was 71.
That's unbelievable. Didn't Sam Snead punch somebody or get punched?
No, I got the whole thing wrong. I thought it was chops, and I don't know who it was.
What do you mean you thought it was chops?
Sam Snead was in the studio one day, and he said, "Punch me in the stomach," and I thought it was chops.
What do you mean you mistook Sam Snead for chops?
No, there was somebody else in there, but I think it was Ric Flair that gave chops one of his Ric Flair chops on the chest.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So who hit Sam Snead when he was 85 years old?
I don't know. I know Jay was in there. I don't know who else was in there.
Did he recover at all, or was that the end of it?
I don't remember. It's a long time ago.
Yeah. I think you would remember hitting a legend like Sam Snead. You just really
I didn't hit him.
80-something.
Somebody did. I don't know who it was.
Does he still hold the record for most tournament wins? Or did Tiger win that?
Tied with Tiger. 82, I believe.
And you still punched him?
He asked.
Yeah,
I didn't punch him. He asked somebody to punch him in the stomach to show how good a shape he was still in.
Yeah.
But I don't know who it was.
That seems like a risky thing to do at almost any age.
Well, I didn't ask to do it. I wouldn't ask somebody to punch me in the stomach.
No.
Sam Snead was born in 1912.
Yeah. Slamming Sammy.
Yeah, that's just a nuts year to be born. Like going 1912 to 2002.
And he came to your radio show with the express intent to get punched?
I don't even know why I was there.
Oh.
I really don't. He was in town for something, I guess. And, as always, Jay can get anybody in the studio when it comes to golf. And came by the studio. Don't have a picture with him. Don't remember who punched him.
Who's the biggest name athlete that's ever been in our studios? Would it be him?
Have to be in the studio?
Yeah. We had Kimbo Slice, I remember. He's clearly not
Kimbo
in this.
Slice?
Yeah. That's the only one I could think of off the top of my head.
I mean, we've had all those. We've had Goldberg in. We've had Kevin Nash in.
Well,
we've had
not
Ric
on this
Flair.
show.
We've had Hulk Hogan in.
You're going back to your KFNS
You said
days.
who's the biggest guest we've had in the studio?
Well, for this show.
You said, would it be Sam Snead? Well, Sam Snead wasn't on our show.
No. Okay, for any show that you've been on.
I don't know. I'd have to think about it because we've had a ton of people in. I was always good about getting guests in when I produced. I don't know. I'd have to think about it. Off the top of my head, I can't think.
Okay.
I mean, at the time, Goldberg was as big as it got in wrestling.
You punch him in the stomach?
I didn't even know who he was.
No.
I wasn't following wrestling at the time.
No.
He's just walking around looking at the pictures on the wall, and I don't know what to call him. Bill. Goldberg, you're up. He just walked in the studio.
Yeah. Decent guy?
He was. I started watching wrestling because of him. He was kind of cool. Then I went to a strip club.
Guys, Sinbad is the answer. Thanks. That's from the 8:30 record.
I would think.
No, not even close. Although we play it quite a bit, but
Yeah.
he wouldn't be the
Does
biggest.
Caden Cross count as an athlete? That's from Dingle My Berries.
Well, different sort of athlete.
Yeah.
If you count pro wrestlers, I think you got to count Stag Starlets.
Oh, we have Hulk Hogan in.
Hulk Hogan's alive.
Yeah.
That's a good play.
He'd probably be it.
Larry Nickel gave him the once over.
Yeah.
Didn't he keep grilling them about the Foreman grill thing?
He did.
God, yeah.
Listen, brother.
Cost him how many millions?
It's like 300 million.
Millions and millions of dollars it cost him.
I remember we had Ric Flair in studio, and we brought him back in the production room afterwards to cut some promos for the shows. And all we do is write down the show. I said, you can just ad-lib it, whatever you want to say. Woo! And you're listening to, here's the call letters. That's all we gave him, and he ripped through about 8 of them. And we got lambasted by the program director because we didn't write out a script for him. So, well, he did it fine.
Well, that's kind of who he was. That was his whole career, is to get in front of the mic.
We didn't type up all the stuff for Rick to read. He just ad-libbed it.
Oh.
I said, why would you care? He did him fine. Get in my office.
You got a dressing down, did you?
3 of us did. Me, Stolly, and I think Frank Ladd, maybe.
They yelled at you.
Yeah, he ripped us for some reason.
A new Rusty?
Yeah, we had no clue what we were doing back there.
You're still kind of bitter about it, though, aren't you?
Wow, that's good.
This is a big hour for Frank.
That's a really good job.
Most he's been on in a while.
Wow, that's
Got
good.
some big name porn stars in. Caden's been in.
Well, they don't count.
Bree Olson came to events.
I don't think they count.
Yes, you did.
Jesse.
Got sideways with us. Guys, Donnie Most is the only answer. And it's also pretty entertaining to watch Plowsy doom scroll Twitter live on YouTube. That's from glove blogger Tom Traven. Doug, what does doom scroll mean?
I don't know what that
I have
means.
no idea what Doom Scroll is. I just perusing through it.
We've never had Donnie Most in studio.
Yeah. Well, we've had a Donnie Most on our show.
I interviewed him, but we didn't have him in studio.
He interned for us.
Yeah, he said, I go by Don now.
Oh, I bet you he changed his name after our internship.
Well, wasn't his name not even close to Donnie Most?
Well, no, it wasn't. Somebody said he looked like Donnie Most. Then he sat in
And
the
he probably
corner.
understood that 30, 40-year-old reference.
He sat in the corner and just typed up show notes the entire time.
I remember when I interviewed him, he goes, I go by Don Most now. I go, really?
Our intern?
Well, you got upset with him that was his name?
I said, really? That's what I asked, because you're known as Donnie Most.
That was a joke on Family Guy, wasn't it? He like rises from the ground. He goes, I go by Don now.
Yeah, but he actually did that in the interview. I go by Don now. Okay.
All right.
I'll edit it out. Let's start over. 3, 2, 1. Don Most.
You didn't need to count.
It's easier for the person editing it. He knows where to start.
Some people like Matthew McConaughey won't go by anything but Matthew.
You can't call him Matt.
Chris Long did an interview and he said, no, I go by Matthew.
Call me Alexander. Remember Alexander Steen? Somebody goes, hey, Alex.
Oh, yeah.
Call me Alexander.
I like that.
Doug, you used to throw around nicknames in the locker room, wouldn't you?
No, I didn't. But I remember...
You've never really understood that or found it to be comfortable.
I don't think that's appropriate for
and
them.
I share that with you.
To be calling the hockey players by their nicknames.
Steener.
Yeah, if you're covering a team or you don't use nicknames.
I remember Malcolm Briggs once walked into the Blues locker room and said, hey, Oatsy. And Adam Oates responded by saying, my friends call me Adam.
That's so weird.
Okay.
Got 5 minutes, Goldie?
No, I don't think you should do that as a media guy.
No, I don't either.
Nice.
Okay, well, that's settled.
we all agree.
Certainly that's settled now.
That won't stop.
I don't think a lot of people do that. I don't think a lot of them do it.
Jackson, a lot of people love Muggsy, though, don't they?
Bingo, Tim. I mean, anyone who's put on a pair of Muggsies will tell you. I've had multiple listeners either DM me or talk to me in person saying, like, hey, I bought a pair of those Muggsies. They really are a special pant. And I said, I'm not lying to you. These are quality pants with this insane stretch material. It moves and grooves with you. It gives you airflow down below. It keeps your nuts nice and toasty in the winter, but it feels like they're on vacation in the summer. It's really the best of both worlds, on top of them being super stylish and comfortable. You don't have to compromise when you put on a pair of Mugsies. And it's not just jeans. Of course, they got the world-famous jeans, but they got joggers that I love to wear. They got the shorts. They got chinos. They got cashmere. They got jackets. They got flannels, staples that every guy needs in their closets. Go check it out. I mean, you're going to go on their website, you're going to scroll, and you're going to see like 3 or 4 different kind of pants or accessories or, jackets, flannels that you might like. You throw them all into your cart, and then when you go check out, you use the promo code TMA, and that gets you 10% off your entire order with free shipping and free returns. Again, you're going to head to Mugsy.com, you're going to shop around, you're going to throw all the items you want in your cart, you're going to use the promo code TMA, 10% off your entire order. Free your balls once and for all, and experience life-changing comfort with Mugsy.
There it is. Mugsy, wonderful sponsor of the program. Just like Appliance Discounter, sponsor of our 8 o'clock hour. Don't forget, President's Day sale goes on all month. 80,000 square foot warehouse, clearing it out with great deals for you on everything appliance related. The ApplianceDiscounters.com, sponsor of 8 o'clock hour. Design Air is the sponsor of the email of the day. The Design Air heating and cooling email of the day comes your way at 8:45, and Jeremy Rutherford will be with us at 9 o'clock, and that is your captain's log here on the Ryan Kelly Morning After. As JR is brought to you by Mark Hanna every Wednesday here on TMA. TMA app contest. If you haven't downloaded the TMA app, my goodness, you got to do it. It's got everything for you. You can listen to old shows, live stream the shows, and of course, podcast the day's shows as well. It's all there, plus the TMA app contest. We have 2 of them going on right now. Win tickets to Evolution Festival, August 26th and 27th in Forest Park. Live music from the Black Keys, Brandy Carlisle, Ice Cube, and more. And then the TMA app contest. Win 4 tickets to St. Louis University versus Dayton on Friday, March 3rd. It's the Billiken Blue Out, featuring a rally towel giveaway for the first 5,000 fans, plus Red Panda will be performing at halftime. You can enter to win those on the TMA STL app. There it is, all there for you on the TMA STL app. You can watch the program. You can't see me. I'm in my basement.
No.
But I'm hoping to be back in tomorrow.
What are you wearing?
But let's see, black sweatpants and just my nipple rings.
Oh, gosh.
Ooh, you like it, boy.
No. Both of them. You have 2 nipple rings.
I do. You know, Abigail Mack took hers out.
I did not know that. No.
Yeah, she said she injured, I think she got one caught on her sports bra when she was working out, and then one of the nipples got infected, so now she took them out, and it really sucks.
I would think that would happen every day, something like that.
You rocking barbells, Tim, or studs?
Whatever you want me to, boy.
Oh, he's got both pair.
Prince Albert.
Ooh, bad boys everywhere in those studios. Yeah.
Hey, Tim, I don't know if they're on the... I don't think they're on the log today, but I had the Andrea's barbecue sauce last night.
I did too.
Oh, my God.
Oh, really?
Yeah, very good.
God almighty, it's the best I've ever had, and I'm not just exaggerating. Sweet, tangy, great flavor. Oh, my God. I didn't do the steak last night. I did a ham steak from Brush Creek. And I put it in the oven, and then I basted it with this barbecue sauce. Oh, my God, it's good.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, very good.
I'm excited. I'm about to take more. There's a case here. I'm going to take a few more.
Okay.
We're going to marinate some wings.
Well, you'll like it for sure.
Wingy.
Yeah, it's good.
So highly recommend.
Yeah, I forgot to take mine home yesterday, and I had some chicken, and I was pissed because I was like, I wanted to dunk in the barbecue sauce. I had to settle for like a weak-ass buffalo sauce.
Yeah, that is weak. That dish is weak.
You should have come back to the station, got the sauce, and gone back home.
Yeah. 40-minute round trip.
Yes.
With some sauce.
This sauce is worth it.
I am the sauce boss.
Yeah.
That's right.
I would have forgotten it.
It's going in my backpack right now.
I'll put it in my lunch pail.
You pack a lunch pail.
Put it right in the pail.
It's kind of depressing seeing the lunch pail. I mean, I'm glad you're improving your health, but seeing the lunch pail sans cigarettes.
Yeah, there's no ciggies dangling on the outside pouch.
You completely over that now? You over the
I
urge
don't
to
know if
smoke?
I'll ever be over it, but
You still struggle with it? With the cravings?
every day, dude. Yeah.
Really?
Every day.
You'll get over that. That'll fade.
It'll fade eventually, yeah.
I'm sure it's a lot of like social and environmental triggers. Like, you know, like during a break, you'd usually go smoke, so that's when the craving is the most serious. Driving.
Driving's 100% the hardest.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah, it's just natural. Like when you, I mean, as a smoker, I mean natural in general. Just as a smoker, they can probably attest that that's a challenge. So there are certain situations certainly that are still a struggle.
How long has it been now since you quit?
Well, I had to restart the clock because of Jamaica.
Oh.
But whatever it was, since we ended up landing, I don't know when it was so long ago now. It seems like so probably a few weeks,
Yeah.
give or take.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, you and I shared a dart after the flight.
Yeah. Again, like the Jamaica trip was fun, but I kind of knew that was going to be something that
You
could come
couldn't
up.
hold up to that kind of pressure. No.
I don't know if there's no pressure involved. Certainly enjoyed myself though. But yeah, it's I don't know if I'll ever get over them. I love the damn things and had a great run with them. So.
But think how much money you're saving, if nothing else.
No, I get it. There's a lot of positives, but as a smoker, as a 17-year vet in the game.
Yeah. Iggy, have you ever thought about quitting?
Oh, I did for a period of time. For about 5 months.
How about now?
Now I enjoy smoking.
Yeah.
I don't blame you.
Probably easiest to quit in the winter, right? Because you're not having to go outside in the freezing cold. I feel like if you're gonna quit, the winter would be the good time to do so.
Yeah, got my bathroom.
You got your bathroom. You just go in your bathroom and you smoke there?
I turn on the fan, I light a cigarette, and I smoke. And that's only if it's really chilly. If it's like 10 degrees.
I haven't had to do it
if
this
it's
year.
25, I'll go outside and smoke. I don't care. But I mean, if it's brutally cold outside with the wind bashing in the face and it's 10 below zero.
No, into the bathroom.
That was nothing better than opening a red stripe, sitting on my lanai, smoking a cigarette.
I'm not sure it's a lanai.
Yeah, that's what the Golden Girls had.
Is there any lanais in St. Louis?
There's a vomit balcony.
Doesn't a lanai have to have a roof over it and a screen around it or something?
I don't know. I call it a lanai. I'm sure it was just a patio, but
Yeah.
You
It's
tin
a
pooping?
stoop as much as anything.
No, I'm just sitting here and listening.
Gotcha.
Listening and learning.
I felt bad. I didn't know if we had a drop situation or a drop and load situation.
Now, if I were bolting, I would let you guys know either on the air or via our group text
With a picture.
with a cockpick.
We don't need that.
That'd be so funny if that was how intimate we were. Like,
But
every
we're
time
not.
we went-
But we're not.
Every time we went to the facility, we had a group chat ready.
We're not that intimate and with no plans to be. We're simply co-workers.
Oh, you know we're friends. I know you'll never admit it, but you know we're friends.
Well, I think co-workers is how we need to keep it.
well,
All right.
I'm looking for a date for Sunday night to go to Bush if anybody's interested.
Married women, step up.
I've already asked two and they can't go.
Both married?
One of them.
What'd you say you wanted to go to?
Bush. Well, I'm going regardless because I'm going. My friend Rita Ray Rocks is coming in from Nebraska.
Is she the one that was a big fan of Bush?
She is. She wrote the book, the groupie book.
Okay.
Where she said she couldn't sleep with Bon Jovi because she had already had an appointment to bang the singer from Rat. She was on her air.
Appointment.
I love that. Scheduled in. Bang Rat.
No, she's coming in with a girlfriend for the show.
So the concert is this Sunday?
So I'm going with those two, but I got 4 tickets. So if anybody wanted to go, let me know.
This Sunday.
This Sunday.
And you said Bush. It can't be at Bush.
The name of the band is Bush.
Oh.
The horse's name is
Gavin Rossdale.
Where's the concert?
Pageant.
Oh. And you can't find a date.
Well, I haven't really looked. I asked 2 people, and that's the extent
looking.
of it. That's the extent of it. No, looking would be I'd make a bunch of calls.
You're just browsing now?
Yeah, it's like my brother back when we were in
Window
high school.
shopping.
When I was a sophomore, he was a freshman, and we were going to the drive-in, and me and Gary Cruz got a date in like 1 second. We made a call. Yeah, I'll go. Then my brother couldn't find a date. He was in the McGrath grade school directory trying to find a date for a drive-in.
Really?
That's kind of like, I'm not going to go that route. I'm going to call 30 people.
From your grade school?
He did.
Isn't that kind of an awkward conversation?
Well, I mean, he was in 9th grade, so you're calling an 8th grader. Who cares? But he couldn't find anybody from the high school, so he went to McGrath, which is a
Went to the
grade
school.
He's getting the grade school director trying to find girls to go to drive-in with him.
That was grade school, kindergarten through 8th grade?
I think 3rd through 8th grade, I think.
Well, what about 1st and 2nd grade?
I think
That's grade school.
I think it's called something else.
Primary school?
I don't know.
It's grade school.
Grade school for me was kindergarten through 5th grade.
Yeah.
All right, what about 6th, 7th, and 8th, Doug?
That's middle school.
It's not grade school?
No, middle school.
I guess if you go to a private Catholic school, that might still be considered grade school. But for the public kids, that's middle school.
Well, he was reaching into the McGrath directory to try to find a date for a drive-in.
Never found it either.
I'm not going as far as to make all these calls. If I've made 2, that's enough. I mean, I have 2 dates, but I have an extra ticket, so if anybody wanted to go.
Where's it at?
Pageant.
Okay.
So if
this 53-year-old is bringing candy.
Well, I'm 65.
If a wonderful lady were to call and offer herself as a date to go to this concert for this band that no one's heard of, you'd say sure.
Some.
Yeah. How about a blind date? Would you
Not
accept
all.
a blind date?
You don't take a blind date to a concert.
Why not?
Oh, I think that's a good blind date.
I don't think so.
Because then if you don't like her, you don't really have to talk.
Yeah.
It's so loud you can't talk anyway.
Well, it's tough to have a
But
blind date nowadays.
You like to talk on a blind date. It's not much of a blind date if you don't want to talk to her.
Well, if you're disappointed though, it's an excuse not to talk much. That's why going to a movie is a good first date.
Oh, I hard disagree.
If it's hard to talk with them, if it's hard to get a conversation going, then at least you can watch the movie.
I agree on that part, but with the first day of the movie, you don't know what to do. Do you throw your arm around?
No.
Do you not? Yeah, exactly. So then you're just sitting there not talking. Like, you don't know the person once the movie is over. Like, you don't know them any better.
No, but if you think you'd want to, then you go out somewhere and you talk.
Yeah, if you follow it
If
up with a
it's
drink
bad-
or maybe some ice cream.
Ice cream. If it's bad, you just
Why'd
say,
you
okay,
say it
that's
like
it.
that?
Yeah,
Like
ice
what?
cream.
Did you have a problem with the
I
way
did.
Jackson
Yeah.
emphasized the second syllable in the phrase ice cream?
And it angers me more the more I think about it.
Ice cream.
Now, why are you saying it like that?
I think I just like it.
Like it's more important.
Yeah, or iced cream.
Don't say iced.
I think it's fun.
Now there's a D. Give me that D.
But yeah, I think I think a concert would be really good because like it's a big crowded environment and you're like hanging out and drinks. You know, dinner or drinks like one-on-one can be tough sometimes. But you bring a crowd into it, it can be kind of fun.
No, you don't bring a crowd because that honey could have fall for one of your homeboys.
Oh.
Don't do it.
But I'll pretty much be by myself because I know that Rita has seen Bush like 70 times. Even though she's met him almost every time, they pay for the VIP to go backstage and say hi to him every show. She did that in St. Louis this summer when they were here with Breaking Benjamin and Alice in Chains.
What's that cost?
I think Bush is only like $140.
What does a big name act cost? Like to go see Gaga like you did.
I don't know. She doesn't do VIPs. She doesn't charge
But
people.
if she did, what would it cost?
$2,500.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Taylor Swift's about the same. But I don't think we have tickets. I think we have general admission because I don't think we have the suite. So it's you're on the floor, and she's one of these people who just has to be up on the stage. So her and a girlfriend would be running up to the front of the stage and trying to get to the side of the stage, and I'm not doing all that.
No, you're past that.
Yeah, so I'm pretty much be standing there by myself.
Now, if you're a beautiful girl, I imagine if you want that backstage pass, you just walk up and bat your eyelashes and they let you in.
Back in the day, that's what she did as a groupie. That's why she wrote the book. All these band members she slept with. Because back then it was different. Band members would just hang out at the bar at the hotel, and everybody knew what hotel they were at. So she'd just go to the hotel and hang out and catch the eye of a singer, or she would do sexual favors to bouncers to get backstage.
Did you ever do that?
No.
Oh, I do that.
I was kidding with her when I got her the tickets. Last time she came into town to see Bush this summer, and I met her at the hotel, and her and a girlfriend, and we hugged and said hello. And I said, "Now, I know you've done some things to get backstage. What do I get for tickets?" And she kind of laughed.
You wanted a sexual favor in return for the tickets.
Well, I was kidding because that was
halfway kidding.
A lot of her book was talked about how she got backstage.
Yeah. And what did she say about your offer?
She laughed, and I laughed, and then I went around the corner and punched it.
I beg your pardon?
Punched a wall.
Oh,
No,
I
I
thought you meant that was a term for like.
I did too.
I just turned around, went over there, and punched it out.
Wow.
She's a sweetheart. I enjoy that she likes music so much, and she enjoys just going to concerts. So she's a big fan of Bush. I just don't know why you would pay to meet him every time. I mean, she's been to 6 Bush concerts in the last 6
She's
months.
hoping that he says, "Oh, you're back. Great. Let's go out now."
No.
That's what she's hoping for.
No, but she takes pictures of him every time. She's got why do you keep paying $140 to go back and take the same picture? I don't know.
I may be immature, but I will laugh every time you say, "Man, she loves Bush."
Mm-hmm. Lesbian gal.
I don't know why.
She's seen Bush 70 times.
You've seen Bush. You'll pay $140 to see Bush. I don't know why. I'm so dumb. But God, it's just funny as hell.
I'm a big Bush fan. No, I like Bush, so I'm looking forward to
What
show.
kind of music
good.
they play, these
They are
guys?
Yeah, alternative.
You know, I didn't know they followed Korn at the, what was it, the 99 Woodstock? What was it that? Remember that documentary that was on Netflix about, I think they were the ones that followed
Korn?
either Korn or it was Limp Bizkit.
No, I think Limp Bizkit pretty much ended the...
Yeah. But yeah, I didn't realize Bush was as popular and as old in terms of how long they've been around.
Yeah. He was married to Gavin Rossdale, who's the lead singer of Bush. Was married to Gwen Stefani at one time.
Oh, was he?
Yeah. My little sister went to their second wedding. Not really wedding, she went to the reception. They got married in England, and then they had a second reception for friends back in the States in L.A., and my sister just happened to know one of her friends and said, "I'll get you in and come with me." So,
Who are we talking about now? Gavin Newsom?
Gavin Ross.
Gavin Rossdale and Gwen Stefani.
Yeah, okay.
When they were married.
All right.
Did you know Cal basketball, the Bears, they're 3-24 this
Are they
year?
really?
That's crazy.
Let's just go right into that. Why don't you hit the hijack music for yourself?
Well, I just was looking at, like...
I just got whiplash with the change of subjects there.
Tim, good
we're on
morning.
the Cal Bears
Now you have
basketball.
some semblance of an idea of what the show is like when you're not here. Thank you. That's from Mr. Lex.
You do have an idea of what we do, and it's very
what's
much
wrong?
I didn't know we covered the Cal Golden Bears, and I got to be honest with you, I had no idea they were 3-24, so I learned something.
That's a pretty bad club.
That's a long way from Jason Kidd. Doug, was that 1994 when they come to St. Louis?
I don't
and
know
they
the
went
years,
to
Tim. I don't know the years.
They had a good run with Jason Kidd.
Yeah, they did.
Dennis Gates, a Cal Golden Bear.
Really? You play there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well,
nice time.
Clearly we should spend more time talking about the California Bears.
We should
basketball.
spend more time on the Pac-12.
Doug, real quick on colonoscopies, although I don't want to get back to Cal. I think I've been told I can't drink anything now at all. Does that
maybe
resonate with you?
I think they want you to like suck on ice chips or something if you get real thirsty. That's about it.
Like I'd really like some water, but I don't want to go against the law.
But maybe just the tiniest of little slurps.
Yeah. Iggy, you ever had one of these?
Sure. I was with Doug.
Do you know anything on the water?
I was with Doug back in the day where it tasted like the very first Gatorade they made. Remember how disgusting that
Chalky
was?
and thick.
And they came out with different flavors, so it was worth taking. Yeah. Didn't mind, so it's kind of like what they do now. But no, I don't remember if I drank or not.
I think once I'm within 4 hours, and I'm only a couple hours away now, that I think, if I'm not mistaken, they said don't drink anything. That my guidance paper is on the other side of the basement, so I'll take a gander at the commercial break to see. Oh, but I'm parched. I'm as dehydrated as the day is long.
Are you? I think I was told
that's
ice
just the nature of the beast.
Ice chips was the move.
My dad just said stay away from the water
Okay, there you go. There's good counsel.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll just dig in here. Be over soon.
Yeah, just do what they tell you to do.
Yeah, I got to listen. All right, you guys are going to be handling the JR thing. Gotcha. Because otherwise we'll be stepping all over each other with me on a remote broadcast and questions and so on. So Jeremy Rutherford, brought to you by Mark Hanna of Evergreen Wealth Strategies, is coming your way at 9 o'clock. Two-part questions. Welcome. 314-881-TMA5. Send your emails in for the Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email of the day. Following Jeremy Rutherford, I will be back from my basement studios. Doug, Iggy, the Plowhawk, and Jackson are in the Michelob Ultra studios. 9 o'clock hour coming your way with Jeremy Rutherford and the Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email of the day here on the Ryan Kelly Morning After.
Biggie's Restaurant and Bar has been a staple of the community for over 30 years and is serving your favorites like the steak sandwich, waffle fries, and so much more. It's not just the food that's rocking. With a full bar and patio, Biggie's is the perfect spot for lunch, dinner, and a little laughter. Biggie's original hours are back. Open 11 a.m. till midnight, Wednesday, Thursday, and Sunday. And 11 a.m. till 1 a.m. on Friday and Saturday. Check out the full menu at biggiesrestaurant.com and stop in today.
Hey, it's Jackson from Arcana. TMA listeners have a lot to think through financially, saving for retirement and college while also paying bills and enjoying life along the way. Whether you're like me and starting your financial planning, or if you're already retired, call Mark Hanna. Mark works with you to design a strategy to do your finances right. It's a straightforward approach that starts with a 15-minute phone call to discuss your needs. Visit evergreenstl.com or give Mark a call at 314-889-0503 today. Mark Hanna offers securities through Equitable Advisors and insurance and annuity products through Equitable Network, LLC.
Hey, this is Tim McKernan of TMA, and we are thrilled to have another new sponsor on board the show. A couple of guys I have gotten to know. Longo Biggs, Injury Law, Doug Biggs, and C.D. Longo here with me. And C.D., one of the things that I want our audience to know is this. When people get injured in an accident, they don't necessarily know what to do, and that's where you guys come into play.
Yeah, Tim, it can be a very confusing process. If you get hurt in a car accident or injured some other way, people do not know what to do. They don't even know how to start a claim. We're going to take the hassle out of your hands and make the entire process very easy. Injury cases are potentially worth a lot of money. We're going to make sure you get every dollar you deserve. We're very excited to be part of the TMA family. We're hoping to have a lot of fun with this. If you or a loved one do get injured, please remember us at Longo Biggs Injury Law. You can visit our website at longobiggs.com, and that is Biggs with 2 G's.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
TMA knows how our Walrus audience loves their meats. That's why we have teamed up with a local company that delivers high-quality, great-tasting meats straight to your door. Brush Creek Valley Farms is a direct-to-consumer family farm that raises, processes, and delivers pork and beef nationwide at cost-friendly prices. Go to brushcreekvalley.com to choose between their various box options. Build your own box or buy in bulk to have a great-tasting local beef and pork at all times. Brush Creek Valley Farms is offering 10% off any box by using the promo code TMA10 or 5% off any bulk order when you use TMA5. On top of that, if you subscribe to their monthly service, you'll receive an additional 10% off each order you make. Again, that's TMA10 for any box order, TMA5 for bulk orders, and an automatic 10% off when you subscribe. Go to brushcreekvalley.com to learn more about how you can get their meats in your mouth and support a local family farm. That's brushcreekvalley.com, high-quality meats for a lowbrow audience.
Don't miss Appliance Discounters President's Day clearance sale all this month. Shop their 80,000 square foot warehouse, including brands like GE, Bosch, LG, Samsung, and Frigidaire. Everything must go. Huge GE cash rebates, along with other brands on kitchen packages. Huge savings, huge cash rebates, and 12 months interest-free financing. 5 Missouri locations to serve you. Appliance Discounters, your hometown appliance source, featuring major brands like GE. ApplianceDiscounters.com.
This summer, they are coming back. You know where you are? For you. You're in the jungle, baby. Guns N' Roses, live. North America 2023. Saturday, September 9th, Busch Stadium. Tickets on sale Friday at 10 a.m. at LiveNation.com. Finally, back in North America. Don't miss Guns N' Roses.
TMA wants to send you to Evolution Festival, a new elevated music festival experience coming to Forest Park August 26th and 27th, featuring the Black Keys and the Black Crows, plus Brandy Carlisle and Harper and the Innocent Criminals, Brittany Howard, Ice Cube, Morgan Wade, and more. This is our town. This is our time. This is our evolution. Tickets for this elevated bourbon and barbecue experience over 2 days in Forest Park are on sale now, but you can win your way in on the TMA app. If you don't have it, find out how to get it at TMASTL.com.
Nothing says barbecue like Naven's Barbecue. Whether it's lunch, dinner, or a family gathering, Naven's Barbecue has an extensive menu for any palate. From slow-smoked Texas-style brisket to award-winning smoked chicken wings. All Naven's Barbecue is wood-smoked, and all their meat is from local and regional farmers. Follow them on Instagram and Facebook for daily specials and holiday meal packages. Stop by their location at the intersection of Grand and Arsenal in South City today for the best barbecue in the STL. Online at navensbbq.com. That's NAVINSBBQ.com.
Whoever said there's nothing new under the sun hasn't been to the new Press restaurant, located near Jefferson and 44 next to the Lucky Accomplice, and features the soon-to-be famous Smash Pizza. What's a Smash Pizza? It's a pizza stuffed with toppings, pressed, then topped with even more local farm ingredients. Located just 5 minutes from our baseball, hockey, and soccer venues, Press is open Thursday through Monday with daily specials 4 to 6, and they can cater your business lunch or dinner, with delivery available on Postmates and Uber Eats. Who says there's nothing new under the sun? Check out the new Press restaurant today.
If you are a commercial property manager, property owner, small business owner, or are involved in operations, listen up. Engineer Design Facilities has become the #1 commercial fire alarm service provider in the market. EDF's goal is to not increase your operating budget, but rather decrease it, and at the same time service your business's commercial fire alarm needs with the most experienced and competent technicians this region has to offer. Make sure your building is up to code. Email fire@edf-rg.com to schedule your systems evaluation today. That's fire@edf-rg.com.
Live from the Michelob Ultra Studios, KPNT-FM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. This is TMA All Day. Now, back to the Ryan Kelly Morning After.
KPNT-FM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis.
Rockio laid down a nice bass on this one.
You think this is rock?
This is tuba. He's playing the tuba.
This is great.
Mm-hmm.
This got me bouncing in my chair, Doug.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome back to the Ryan Kelly Morning After. 105.7 HD2 FM, the Pilot Plant. TMASTL.com and the TMA app. Download that TMA app if you haven't. We got app contests galore. You can podcast the show, listen to old shows, listen to Balloon Party, listen to Tim McKernan Show. All of it right there. And you can also enter in to be the Milagro Tequila Listener of the Month on TMASTL.com. And right now, we have the great Jeremy Rutherford of The Athletic, presented by Mark Hanna of Evergreen Wealth Strategies. Good morning, JR.
Good morning, boys. Good morning. I saw Hubbard Radio on my caller ID, and I said, it can't be TMA. They're calling on time.
Oh, no, come on. Don't put us on blast.
So you're taking shots at the clock management.
Yeah, Tim must not be there then, huh?
Well, he's having a colonoscopy today, so he's just going to take this segment off. Otherwise, we have problems with the 2 different phone lines going at the same time.
How's it going? How's everybody doing?
Good. How are you, JR? You were in Carolina yesterday, were you, today?
I was not. No, I'm still in Calgary, right?
Right. Well, you're in Calgary until the off season. Someone's got to go.
Yeah. No, out here at Centene, the Blues are going to practice today, coming back from Carolina after losing that 3rd straight game last night. And who knows? Maybe it'll be another trade today.
Yes. You have an article written yesterday about, and I'm just gonna butcher the name here, but Timo Meier. Did I get it?
Yeah, you nailed it. Yeah.
Yes, Timo Meier. That could be a good fit, and there's some interest there. Tell our listeners a little bit about what you've concluded with the Timo Meier situation.
Yeah. So Timo Meier is a player who everybody around the NHL is paying attention to right now because he's a 26-year-old forward, 6'1", 220 pounds. He's a 3-time 30-goal scorer. He'd be great for a lot of teams. Well, up until now, it's been New Jersey and Carolina that have been in the headlines in terms of teams that are interested in him. Those are 2 teams that are going to the playoffs, and they're hoping to add him before the trade deadline. The Blues are in a different situation, obviously not going to the playoffs, But in terms of a quick retool, like Doug Armstrong's hoping to have, he feels like Timo Meier could be a guy. So we had a source confirm that the Blues have reached out to San Jose about Timo Meier. But here's the situation. He's a restricted free agent, and he could be anywhere in the $9 to $10 million neighborhood. The Blues don't have a lot of salary cap, so it would take a lot of cap gymnastics for this to work. But we kind of present it in our article today in terms of the Blues' interest and how they could try to make it work. So kind of big news that the Blues have even reached out because he is so expensive, but he is the type of player who you could put with Jordan Kyrou, Robert Thomas, and turn this thing around a lot quicker than maybe some suspect it'll be.
Didn't they clear out a lot of salary cap room with Tarasenko and O'Reilly leaving?
They did, but those guys were in the last year of their contract, so their money wasn't going to count towards next year anyway. So next year what happens is both Jordan Kyrou and Robert Thomas jump from their $2.8 million to $8.125. So you go from basically about $5 million total for those two up to over $16 million. So basically it's a wash because the Tarasenko and O'Reilly money comes off the books, but the Kyrou and Thomas money gets added to it.
Huh. It seems like they haven't really got their money's worth yet from those two guys. Kyrou's putting up some numbers, but Thomas, not much. What am I missing there? I can see that he's a good player, but he doesn't produce a whole lot of goals.
Yeah, no, it's a situation, I think, with both of those guys where it's based on projection. And, you know, granted, they had good seasons last season. I think that's what led Doug Armstrong to believe that they could be those types of players. But, Doug, it's a good point. But the trend here in the NHL, what's happening is if you're in Calgary and you have a Matthew Tkachuk, if you don't get those guys signed early before the last year of their contract, then you risk the potential of them saying, hey, I want out of here, and Matthew Tkachuk, like he did, going to Florida. So it's a situation where with Kyrou and Thomas, Doug Armstrong wanted to get them both signed a year early, so he signed them to those big contracts last year. It's been a tough season for the Blues. You see Tarasenko leave, O'Reilly leave, and people are like, why did they give all this money to Kyrou and Thomas? It's kind of the going rate for these types of players. And then when you couple that with the fact that these GMs want to get these guys signed a year early, it really is a belief system. It's believing in these players that can get it done. And, you know, at the moment, all you can do is talk about what kind of players they're going to be, and they haven't reached that potential yet.
JR, let me ask you, and I don't know who did the article. You may have done the article, but I remember reading a few years ago, there was an article on Stillman, local owner, how he's at every game, he's walking around the corridor saying hi to people. And I think the article said that the only way that Stillman makes money off this team is in the playoffs. That throughout the year it's kind of a wash, but getting in the playoffs, getting that playoff money and then the extra fans in there when the players aren't getting paid for the playoffs, that's how he makes money. Is that true?
Well, that's true. I guess a little bit of explanation is that most teams operate that way where basically the regular season is going to be a wash, and when you make that money, it's going to be basically at the gate, and with the playoff money in the postseason, it's anywhere, you know, the number that they used to use several years ago was about $1.5 million per home game during the playoffs. That's why getting a round or two in the playoffs is so important. But, you know, Tom Stillman, and I've written it, you know, has said in the past that, you know, they put together a pretty healthy budget for this team, but it is affordable. And then if you can get into the playoffs, that's going to help the bottom line, obviously, with the organization. But it's not a situation where if you don't make the playoffs, you know, this ownership's going to be in trouble or anything like that. It's just the way that these businesses, these hockey teams have to operate is to count on that money in the postseason. But in the bottom line, it's not going to make or break them. It's just a big benefit the deeper you go in the playoffs.
Okay. I didn't know if, you know, if they rebuild, they go 2 or 3 years missing the playoff, what that's going to do to him.
It's a great point. You know, 2 or 3, 4 years of that would not be great for the organization, especially coming off of what they went through with COVID. A lot of teams around the NHL had to take out loans that were kind of set up through the NHL to help them make it through. And I believe the Blues were one of those teams. They'll be paying back those loans for quite a while. So certainly if you could have a difference between making the playoffs for the next 3 or 4 years, it's going to make a pretty significant difference, but it's not going to be a situation where this ownership would have to sell or anything like that just because they're going through a rebuild now.
Jeremy Rutherford of The Athletic joining us right now, presented to you by Mark Hanna of Evergreen Wealth Strategies. You can send in 2-part questions on the Engineered Design Facilities text inbox. We got one right here.
What?
Serious question for JR. Do the Blues really think Jordan Kyrou is a cornerstone core player for the future? I just don't see it. I think he's a problem. Thanks. That comes from Grandpa Whistle Snout.
Oh.
Well, it's a fair question, but here's the thing. Unless you're drafted in the top 4, 5, 6 players in the draft, or you're coming in as a generational type player like a Sidney Crosby or a Connor McDavid, none of these guys are surefire guarantees, especially you look at Jordan Kyrou. He was a second-round pick, so you're talking, I think he was 33-ish, somewhere in there. And so Jordan Kyrou comes in, and it takes him a few years to get his feet going. And then Craig Berube has to find trust in him, and then he becomes a pretty good player, and he leads the team in scoring and points last year, and so you sign him to that big contract. Well, now everybody's got the eyes on him. Now he's got to become that player, because if he doesn't, then the Blues are in a peck of trouble because of all the money they've committed to him. And also what happens is a lot of times with these skilled, quick, fast, offensive-minded players, they don't play defense, and we've seen that with Jordan Kyrou. It's tough to depend on him defensively. But eventually, sometimes these players, that comes along as they get into the league and realize the importance. So is he a cornerstone player? I think he's got that great game-breaking potential. He's got the type of skill that he can lead your team in scoring every year. But I think people are going to want to see the work ethic, and they're going to want to see that defensive responsibility. So as we said, Doug Armstrong's committed the $65 million to both he and Robert Thomas. And you want to talk about make or break. That's what's going to make or break this Blues organization, how these two turn out.
We got another two-part question here. They're coming in fast and furious in the Engineered Design Facilities text inbox. First part, is Brad Boyd a potential pickup if Army can't deal Parayko for a new washing machine? And 2, do you have any gripes about the current state of grocery Swanson's chicken broth packaging? Ken thought it was important enough to hijack the segment on the topic, so we'd love your thoughts. That's from Carlos Spicy Wiener.
Yeah. Oh, well, great. Well, what kind of washer and dryer are we talking about? Are we going front loader? Are we going top loader? Because that's going to be a big part in that Parayko trade that you proposed.
I would say front loader so you could stack them.
Yeah, stackables. Shadow appliance discounters.
Are people, I heard after years and years, people are down on the front loaders.
Doug?
Well, I'm not down on them.
I tell you, I got this.
I think they're okay.
I got this app because I live in an apartment, so I don't have a washer dryer hookup, which sucks.
It does.
I hate the laundromat. But I'm on this app. It's kind of like the old Wish app. It's called Temu.
Timo Meyer.
It's kind of like you can get stuff for cheap. But they had a portable washing machine. It's like it comes in a box and it's circular, but it's small, where you can fit maybe 10, 12 pairs of underwear in there, 4 or 5 shirts. And you just put it in, you turn on it, it washes, it spin dries it. It's like $4.95.
Wow.
You're happy with that.
But
clip off JR saying wow.
But there's no dryer.
Oh.
So I would have to wash them and then hang them up somewhere outside to dry.
Sure.
But man, that'd be cool if they did a dryer like that. I could get a washer and a dryer that I could do like 10 things at a time.
Just put them in the stove?
Like $4.95.
Dry them off in the stove?
In the stove. Let's bring back the clothesline. Let's have the clothesline running at the apartment.
I used to do that when I lived in Bermuda because you get that nice sea breeze, that nice fresh air on your... I'd wash them and then I'd hang them outside on my patio.
JR, we got a question here from the sponsor of the segment, Mark Cannon of Evergreen Wealth
where are you,
Strategies.
Mark.
He said, ask if the Blues deal Thomas Greiss, is Greg Millen available for the rest of the season?
Oh, for heaven's sakes. He played in the 80s.
I think he's in the media now. Yeah, it was the 80s, right, Doug? So as I see it, I've talked to a lot of executives in the past couple of days about what would happen if they did move Thomas Greiss, and I have not heard Greg Millen's name from any of those executives in the past couple of days. I think there's a better chance that there's a name, Joel Hofer. He's in the minor leagues. He's the next in line on the depth chart to be the backup goaltender, and I would think that Hofer, a younger guy than Millen, would have a better chance to be the backup if indeed they do move Greiss. That's according to multiple sources in the past couple of days.
Millen could almost be his grandfather. I suppose it's possible.
Or great-grandfather. Yeah, it's either one is possible.
Well, maybe we can bring Jamie Rivers back.
JR, in the offseason, could the Blues explore adding some grit and gumption?
Sandpaper.
With a Denny Chase type or perhaps Mike Eastwood. Also, do you miss the purple and blue seats that used to be at the Savas Center? Thanks. That's from Mitch. To me, it meant being somebody in a neighborhood full of nobody's Cumstein.
Oh.
I actually do miss the purple seats, but not because they're purple. I miss them because it seems like each time that they build a new arena, the seats get smaller and smaller, unless there's another reason why that happens. But the purple seats, I think, used to be about a quarter to half-inch wider than the current seats, and that's according to my rear end.
I like the old arena where they're blue, and then the upper, or the, I think it was called the arena circle, were yellow.
Way up top. And the middle section was yellow, too.
The middle section was right above the parquet. I think it was called the parquet, the upper circle, lower circle, and then the upper deck was blue.
Boy, those were the good old days.
With all the smoke bellowing through the ceiling.
Oh, my God. You'd go up there. They had the mini boxes, which the kids could sit in. You'd kneel in it. You couldn't sit in it. But it was up by the media level. And, man, Dan Kelly, everybody would come out at intermission to smoke a cigarette. That place looked like there was a fog machine going through there.
I've often thought we were so lucky to get out of there before the big fire. With that wooden ceiling and no sprinkler system and narrow exit ways, that could have been the biggest disaster in American history if they had that place caught on fire.
And my favorite part, they'd actually put obstructed view on the ticket. So you'd get your ticket for $7 and the words obstructed view would be on there. So could you imagine if that was the case these days with the new ticket? So that was quite the place. Yeah, that was something.
A couple more two-parters here. This one seems somewhat serious. Hey, JR, how valuable are NHL draft picks? Is it comparable to the NFL where teams have to get the pick right? Or is it like the MLB/NBA in terms of value where you don't build a team that way? That's from Rocky Duma.
I like when you started out by saying this is somewhat serious. We got earlier questions about Millen and Eastwood. So what does somewhat serious actually mean in this case?
Well, sometimes the text might start serious and then end a different way.
Well, I think you look at the draft picks in the NHL. Look at 2006. The Blues drafted Eric Johnson, and a couple picks later you had Jonathan Taves go to the Blackhawks, and then the Blackhawks won 3 Stanley Cups with Taves and Kane and those guys. So certainly picks matter, but I think that 2 things. One is higher up in the draft, you got to get those right. First, second, third, fourth pick of the draft, you got to get that right. And then later on, if you can capitalize on a later round pick, you look at Tyler Tucker. He's done a good job for the Blues as a rookie, and he's a 7th round draft pick. Sammy Blais, a 6th round draft pick. So if you can find some of those guys later in the draft, they're certainly going to help you out. But the things that are going to change things are up at the top, a la an Eric Johnson, Jonathan Taves situation.
And the Blues are kind of in the mix to get one of those spots up at the top, aren't they? Could still happen.
Yeah, they really are. Yeah, they are. Like, I think, I didn't look at the standings today, but I think yesterday they were 9th worst record in the league. So you're looking at the 9th pick if the draft happened today. And if you can fall, that's why teams tank. If you can get down to that bottom 5, you're in a position for the draft lottery in which you could shoot up a couple spots to that number 1 and get a chance. So I don't know what people are thinking about Blues losing these games, but bottom line, it might end up helping them in the long run.
Yeah, it would be exciting to see them lose about 17 in a row. Just for the chance to win a lottery pick.
Didn't Eric Johnson date Aaron Andrews for a period of time?
What?
I know there was a Ryan Johnson that played for the Blues that dated Aaron Andrews. I think that's probably the guy.
Okay.
That Ryan Johnson, great guy, block shots. I used to go in the locker room, and he was one of those penalty killers, and he'd take off his shin pads, and his legs were literally purple, yellow, blue, 3 shades of different colors from blocking all the shots. And then I saw he was dating Aaron Andrews. I was like, I think I want to get on that penalty kill and see if I can help out there.
He's married to Jarrett Stoll, right?
His dad is Johnny Johnson.
Right, of course.
I believe so, yeah.
Final question for you here, JR.
One-parter.
Hey, JR, long-time texter, first-time listener. Any chance Christian Backman or Plowsy's boy Andy Roach can help us out on the blue line? Also, do you want to go see the band Bush with Iggy on Sunday? It's from Mrs. Janie Shanahan.
Yeah. Andy Roach, speaking of other things that were smoked at the old arena, Andy Roach, a player for the Blues, I don't think he's going to be an option. And, of course, I would go to the concert with Iggy. I've never met Lisa Ann, though, so if there's any way she could fly into town, too, and the 3 of us go to the concert, that would be
incredible.
Think you can make that happen, Iggy?
No, she won't be going. Rita Ray Rocks will be there. You can meet her.
Who the hell is Rita Ray Rocks?
JR, did you hear that? Rita Ray Rocks.
I'm in. I want to hang out with Iggy. We never have done that, just pass each other in the hallways.
Yeah, you watch his cooking show, though.
Anytime, buddy.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the cooking show. I haven't watched it in a while, I got to admit there. But
Well, I haven't done it in a while, so you're not missing
yeah,
anything.
with all this trade deadline stuff, I could use a relaxing night on the couch just watching the asparagus heat up.
Well, I'm doing scallops tonight. Maybe I'll do a show. I haven't done one in a while.
Do a show. Do a little presentation.
If you do the scallops, man, I'll meet you in the hallway at Hubbard because I'm a big scallop guy and I haven't had one in a while.
Well, come in tomorrow, and Doug will get the leftovers.
Yeah.
He's
All
in
right,
Calgary.
deal.
He's too busy.
I'll be there.
That's not that far of a flight.
Thanks for joining us, as always, JR. Go read JR's new article in The Athletic about why the Red Wings and Blues make so many trades with each other. I just read that while we had you on, JR. Another excellent piece. And thank you for joining us as you do every Wednesday, presented by Mark Hanna of Evergreen Wealth Strategies. Take it easy, buddy.
Thank you, Mark.
Well, all right, Ruffsy.
Oh, man.
I was going to tell JR if he needs a good like airplane book, something to knock out while you're on a flight. Once Upon a Rock Star. Rita Ray Rock's book on being a groupie. I'll promote it for her.
Okay.
Easy read. A lot of great stories in there. A lot of bands that she's hooked up with.
Which is a better book, the Chris Santilli book about Hito or the Rita Ray Rock's book?
Well, probably Rita Ray Rock's for the fact that most people enjoy music. There aren't many people that even know about hedonism.
No.
Although I'm in the book, and you can see me.
This is a half-naked picture of you in the book, right?
Naked, yeah.
Yeah.
I got
that had to sell a lot of copies.
I got my knee covering my schlong.
Oh, gosh. You knew the picture was being taken, too? You willingly posed nude?
Oh, yeah. I don't care.
Mm.
A flat stomach. Ripped.
Yeah, that fake Rolex watch.
I forgot about that.
No, I don't wear jewelry to the pool.
Oh. Because that got a lot of women, you said, just a fake Rolex.
Well, a few women, mostly men.
That got you men.
Yeah, I hung out at ballad bands a lot, so it was, not that that's a gay bar, but there was a nice hangout for the gays. And a lot of guys would come to the bar and hit on me.
And were you accepting of their advances?
I accepted their drinks.
They bought you drinks because of your watch.
Well, I mean, I was tan. I had the Miami Vice look going on with the, the blue or the pink coat, sleeves rolled up, tan. There's the Rolex shining. Yeah, it attracted some people.
And they had no idea that the watch itself was fake.
No.
Didn't care with the tan.
It was the best looking. It was the best looking fake Rolex you've ever seen.
What? What'd you pay for it? Nothing.
I think somebody brought it to my dad at the restaurant. He gave it to me.
You still have it?
No, it lasted about 6 months and it started falling apart.
Oh.
As most knockoffs do, but it served the purpose for a period of time.
Mm-hmm. A valuable piece of equipment there for you. Why don't you bring that Miami Vice look back?
Yeah, for real.
Maybe you'd start to get lucky
I
again.
wish that look would come back.
It's not out.
I thought
Somebody
it was
got to
cool
bring
look.
it back, and that's up to you.
No, I think
it
it is
cool
back.
Look. I thought it was a cool look.
White pants and like a kind of blue, like light blue or light pink shirt.
Pastels.
Yeah, those are in.
I have a picture that I have to find. I think her name was Tonomasi.
Tonomasi.
She was Russian. She was the number one tennis player in the world for a period of time.
Tonomasi.
I can't think of her name. If you just go former number one.
Maria Sharapova.
No.
Serena Williams.
No, I would have to go look. But I got a picture of her at an event she was playing. And I've got the Miami Vice look on. I think I have a pink jacket with the sleeves rolled up. I have a polo with the collar popped.
Oh, man. Panty dropper.
Yeah, I got to find that, though. But that was a look.
Tracy Austin?
No.
What
I
year?
said
Like,
Russia.
give me a year.
It had to be mid-'80s, maybe.
Okay. Looking in the mid-'80s.
Martina Navratilova.
She was number one. Chris Everett.
Those two
Steffi
dominated.
Graf.
Fraulein Forehand.
Monica Seles.
Nope.
Yeah, there's no Russians in there.
None.
Maybe it was the late 70s.
No.
Late 70s.
Still pretty much the same group. Still Chris Everett
She was
dominating.
number one in the world.
Yvonne Goolagong.
Goolagong, she was Australian.
No, that was Cauley. That was mid 70s, I guess, early 70s, along with Chris Everett and them. No, I can't. Maybe she wasn't number one. Maybe
Couldn't
two,
have been.
number three. She was,
None of this happened. You're making it up. That's from the
no, it happened.
573.
I remember the picture. She has a headband on. And you don't see a lot of women that wore headbands.
Navratilova and Everett dominated women's tennis back then.
She had a headband on. Now, there was a guy, I think his name was Carlos Rios.
Oh, Carlos
was that a guy? Can you look up?
Was
Carlos Rios.
Carlos Rios a guy?
Carlos Rios.
While you're doing that, I'm telling you, the tennis movie King Richard or Sir Richard.
It was awful.
You didn't like it? I thought it was really good.
Will Smith won Best Actor for that.
Yeah, I don't know why.
What didn't you like about it? I thought the story was
thought
good.
It was corny.
Well, it was just a kind of a true-ish story.
What was the last movie you liked? I feel like we've talked a lot about movies you dislike. What was the last movie you liked?
What was the one with she was a thief? Aubrey Plaza was in it.
Emily the Criminal?
Yeah, I thought that was a fabulous movie. I just saw that about 3 weeks
If you haven't seen The Woman King on Netflix...
Is it good?
It's the best movie of the year.
Wow.
For sure.
Really? Take.
It's really quite amazing.
Did you find it, Carlos Rios?
Yeah, he's an Argentinian boxer.
No, he's a tennis player. He was number one in the world at one time.
I don't know about that.
He was number one in the world.
No.
Marcelo Rios? He was the world number one tennis player.
No, I don't think his name was Marcelo.
We would have remembered the number one player.
What year was it?
There's going to be a different Rios.
1994? No, he turned pro in 94. He was number one 1998. March 1998, of course, Doug, the year I was born. And the month.
It could have been Marcelo Rios.
And what was his...
Well, he was at Hito.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
He was number one in the world. And I said, I can't believe the number one tennis player in the world is at Hito. And he was hanging on the nude side.
Oh, he was no prude.
And he was in the hot tub almost every night. And it was like 6 months later, he fell down, couldn't win tournaments, and got injured. And I don't think you ever heard from him again after he came from Hito.
He never won after 1998, which was the year he was number one. March 30th, 1998 was the day he was ranked number one. Yeah. So I assume you mean Marcelo Rios.
Yeah, he left. And I got a picture of him, too, at Hito. Clothed, but in the dining room. But
back in those days, you actually had to have a camera. It wasn't just your phone, so they knew you were taking pictures.
Yeah. Well,
I would think cameras would have been frowned upon.
Nobody took pictures of him naked.
This segment of Jackson immediately poking holes, another tall tale, is brought to you by Macy's Lactace Ale.
Poking holes in anything. I couldn't remember her name.
Seriously, come buy our crap. We're about to throw it out.
It was like tiramisu or something like that was her name.
Tiramisu, that's a flavor.
I know, but
it's a good dessert.
It is.
Her last name began with a T.
Tiramisu.
You like tiramisu, Doug? You don't like coffee?
Yeah, I like it.
I got to go find that picture somewhere.
Jackson, you don't have to entertain this old smoke bag. That's from the 314.
It's not entertaining anything.
No.
I'm telling you a story about a couple of people. We were talking about Miami Vice.
We were, yeah.
So this is the show, huh?
And that's when I had that outfit on that I remember. I got to go find the picture.
And rolling the collars up and flipping the shirt collar, that's what got the ladies?
Pop the collar and you roll up the sleeves on the jacket.
Another made-up story by Leather Allen Poe. It's from the 830 Creator.
I don't make up stories.
But the Leather Allen Poe.
And when you post things and title it "made-up story," you're just making a fool of yourself. Because you can't prove, you haven't proved any of my stories wrong.
These guys are foolish.
It's not foolish to download the TMA app and hop into our app contests. We got two going on right now. Of course, you can sign up for the Milagro Tequila.
Andrea Thomas Very.
Listener of the month.
Can you look that up?
He's doing a little live read right now.
I just remembered it. It's going to leave my mind if I know Andrea Thomas Very.
Who the hell is that?
Real quickly, I'll get to that. Just wanted the app contest we currently have. We got Winton tickets to Evolution Fest, August 26th and 27th in Forest Park. Live music from the Black Keys, Brandy Carlisle, Ice Cube, and more. And then also win 4 tickets to SLU versus Dayton on Friday, March 3rd. It's the Billiken Blue Out, featuring a rally towel giveaway for the first 5,000 fans, plus Red Panda will be performing at halftime. Red Panda is electric. If you haven't seen Red Panda do a halftime show, it's about as good as it gets. It's all on the TMA app. You just sign up, you make a little profile, and then you sign up, and you can win tickets to either the Evolution Festival or SLU versus Dayton. Email in for the Design Air Heating and Cooling email today. All week we're giving away the prize of 2 advanced screening tickets to Champions, the film Champions with Woody Harrelson, on Wednesday, March 8th at 7 p.m. at Ronnie's, an advanced screening. So if you win an email of the day this week, you get one of those prizes. All right, Iggy, what was the name you wanted me to look up?
There she is right there. Andrea Thomas Very.
Andreas Thomas Very.
I said it was Andrea. I said it was like tiramisu or something like that.
Tiramisu doesn't sound like Andrea.
She's from Hungary. She won the Italian Open at age 16.
And what about her?
And she was at Hito?
No, I have a picture of her with my rolled up sleeves on, my Miami Vice outfit.
Oh.
And she was very attractive, I thought. Look at that. She's kind of cute.
And she liked you a lot, didn't she? With the
There she is. Got the
sleeves
headband on,
rolled
too.
up.
I'll find that picture at home somewhere.
Okay.
So I didn't make it up. There is a girl, Andrea Thomas Ferry, and I took a picture of it.
But she wasn't ranked number
That's what
one
I'm
in
going to
the
do. I'm
world.
going to make up a story. I think she was up there pretty high at one point. But I'm going to make up a story. I think I'm going to use the name Andrea Thomas Very as my story about getting a picture with her. I mean, my God.
You're kind of fed
It's
up
a
with the
meta
listeners
play.
at this point.
Well, I mean, you're just everything I say is you call it a lie. Andrea Thomas Very is not a lie. Marcelo Rios, not a lie. I got that picture somewhere too.
Yeah.
The tiramisu at Palmano's is the best dessert in St. Louis. It's from Mr. Slave.
That is good.
I love tiramisu.
Yeah, I do too.
That's like an Italian restaurant. Have a nice big meal and you just finish it off with some tiramisu.
Sure.
See, they gave, what is it? Trattoria Marsala, whatever it is.
One in South City on Watson there.
Yeah, we went there for Madison's birthday.
It's a great spot.
And they gave tiramisu for her birthday for free. We
Oh, how do
also
you like
ordered
that?
some desserts as well, but it was pretty good.
It's tasty. It's like a coffee cake, like real coffee cake.
See, I'm more of a lemon meringue guy
Are
when
you
it comes
really?
to desserts.
Yeah, I like lemon meringue pie.
And we cooked fruit.
God, it's only 9:30.
I know. I'm
You're
really,
upset?
What's the problem?
We're the kind
Workday's almost 30 minutes over.
Yeah, it's just dragging.
Quitting time.
Closing time at 10 o'clock in the morning.
What's got you down, Iggs?
Nothing. This is just dragging on.
I think the listeners have you upset because they're doubting your stories.
Oh, yeah, they're
That
pissed.
doesn't upset me. It just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, they're making fools of
To be honest, it's nothing new.
Yeah, but I mean something like that. Just made up some name Thomas Very.
Cool.
Well, I didn't make it up. I just
No.
told you.
Yeah.
Anyway, now where would I post a picture anyway?
Yeah, you're not on the fan page. You post on the gram. Throw it on the gram. I'll share it on TMASTL Instagram.
All right, I gotta go and find it. I don't know if it's in a picture or if I have it in a folder on my computer somewhere.
Seems like you guys are begging for a Biff call to drag your asses to the 100. That's from Mitch, Beats by the Quan, Cumstein.
We're so trying to get to email of the day, but it feels like that's going to be hard to do.
It's always endearing to the listeners when you admit that you're just dragging ass.
I'm done. I've been done at like 7:45.
Biff texted me yesterday saying he was calling in, and nobody ever picks up the phone.
I picked up the phone and put him on hold yesterday.
Well, then he can't get on.
To be fair, if you want to call us, there is a chance that we're not going to answer.
But I did answer.
If we see it ringing, we'll look and see if we know the number, and we'll put you on.
I answer like 90% of the calls.
Do you?
Yeah. But there's some times where someone calls in once and has to call in again. It's not necessarily easy. If you guys were back there, you would understand my plight.
Yeah.
And sometimes we see who it is calling, and we don't want to put you on.
Oh, back there,
Yeah,
I
just
didn't
for
look at
one
the
person.
phone once. For like the first hour, I forgot it existed, and I'm like, oh, I should probably pay attention.
The phone lines do have a history of being poisonous.
It's terrible. I mean, when did we go? Outside of 98, when did we go? Yep. Did it.
Spready.
Got that?
I like Spready's calls.
See, I was furloughed, dude.
Yeah, every
Oh.
morning about 7 a.m.
Sensitive subject.
Now, when Sea Monster left, I had to basically take over his job. And they offered me the job. And I said, am I making what Sea Monster made? They said, no, same salary. I said, why would I do that? What, are you stupid?
Well, wait a minute. You said, are you offering me the same money? And they said, no, same salary. So
Same salary as I got.
Oh.
My same salary.
No raise.
So why would I take his job with the same money as what I'm doing now? But I had to fill in until they found Gangster Pete. So it was like 6-7 weeks I was doing that job. And to, God, answer the phone every day. Look at it and say, I wouldn't even let it ring. I would see who it was. I'd pick up the receiver and put it down. I
Well,
kept
how
doing
hard is it to answer
So you
a
would just
phone?
you would immediately hang up on them?
If that's your job, how hard is it to pick up the phone?
It was somebody I didn't want to put on anyway. And I didn't want to hear, just listen to it ring the whole time because there was no, you couldn't turn the ringer off back there. It was dee-doo-doot, dee-doo-doot, dee-doo-doot. Pick it up, drop it down, call
Well, we
right
were a
back. Pick it up,
call-in show. We were bring us your trade proposals type of program.
Well,
God,
I-
it's
I
only
didn't-
9:33.
I didn't like doing his job. My God, I was looking for links all night. I'm sending out the captain's log.
Links all night.
Yeah, because I want to make sure I had enough links for Tim, so I'm searching all over for links. And
I do it every day. It takes me about
That's what I'm
14 minutes.
well, I do mine right.
Oh, gosh.
I try
Shots
to,
have been fired.
I try to find links that don't include a play-by-play from a Division 9 team.
That's audio, bro. Way different.
Are you taking shots?
Audio's
No, I was
evergreen.
kidding. His links are good. But I try to find things.
Saw right through that one.
I try to
Links,
find.
Jackson.
I try to find things other than Dear Deidre.
Well, yeah.
So I would try to find links, and I'm going through the New York Post and all these English papers, and
You
this
read all
sucks,
these
this
papers
sucks,
online.
This sucks. Yeah. Well, I would read them. Now, be honest, Jackson. You see a headline, it looks fine. You send it over without reading it.
Bingo.
Yeah. See, I would read them to make sure there was something interesting in there.
Oh, you can never read.
Aren't there a couple of
Headline shopping will do it.
Aren't there a couple of websites that specialize in weird links and weird stories?
Yeah. Let me tell you a little about Metro UK, the Sun.uk.com, the New York Post, Vice, BuzzFeed News, Huffington Post. All of those will get you some goofy links.
Yeah.
And then you go get some real links, like some sports stories. Because when I'm getting links, I'm also getting links for possible topics on balloon parties.
Oh, are you really?
So
Yeah, if
there's
you
some
wanna-
other places that you look for. A little peek behind the curtain of the radio business.
You want a spring training story? Just hop onto Twitter. Everybody's swinging the bats.
Lars Newtbar going 4 for 5 off Stubby Clap.
It's really amazing that we take any stock in spring training whatsoever. That's what I'm always amazed with.
Yesterday's story was O'Neill and Carlson battling for the center field job.
Yeah, I saw that.
Which is kind of surprising.
Does that make you think at all? I saw Brian Hoffman tweet something about this, where it's possibly they're really high on Jordan Walker and left.
Makes me think Walker's in, right?
I mean, you'd have to think that if he's thinking about moving to center, I mean, he's clearly fast. O'Neill's fast enough to play center.
Yeah.
He might end up being better at center, but then you're going to be I guess Carlson can play right as well. But
Newtbar's in right. You kidding me?
Yeah, I'm going to say right field is already established. There's no competition needed there.
But if you're hearing O'Neill is possibly thinking about competing for center, that would make you think that left field might have a new player in there.
It could be,
Who else
yeah.
would it be than Jordan Walker?
I think.
Well, he hasn't had a bat yet. I mean, he could go 1 for 40 in spring training, and he's back down in Memphis.
Yeah.
I think Newtbar is as entrenched in right field for the Cardinals as Roberto Clemente was with the Pirates for years.
I actually think more so, and the same number.
Oh, my goodness. I didn't even think of that.
Number 21.
Watch out, Doug.
He could go 0 for spring, and they would be talking about retiring his number.
He could. Yeah, they're already picking out what bronze statue and where to put it.
I don't know.
They were thinking about adding it to the Jack Buck one, just kind of
With a
put
pepper
a piece
grinder?
of grass and have him grinding pepper over Jack Buck, and
I don't know that that's
kind
true.
of fun and quirky. Yeah, that outfield could be terrible, but I am happy at least that Jordan Walker will get a sniff day one.
Well, I don't think
You got-
that's not for
That's
sure.
how they should do it. You got to work through the growing pains of the young players like that. You can't have them dying in AAA. That's just not what you do for a top 5 prospect.
So
You
you're
just
all
don't.
for giving Nolan Gorman his time to get acclimated?
Well, Paul DeYoung has that spot. I don't think you guys know that. Paul DeYoung is the starting shortstop for your St. Louis Cardinals.
Well, he was for a while.
I want you guys to know that now, so when it comes to late March, early April, when the rosters come out, don't be surprised. Paul DeYoung is going to be a starter for this.
What are they going to do with Edmund? Second? Then what do they do with
Donovan,
Gorman?
Donovan
DH?
will be a super utility guy, yeah. Oh, DeYoung's going to get 500 at bat.
Well,
It's a Matt Carpenter situation where they just can't give up on it. They paid him the money, and they are not giving up.
Well, they got to find a DH. Now, maybe if you got Dylan Carlson and O'Neill fighting for a job, maybe the loser of that job is your DH.
One of them, yeah.
Guys, don't sleep on Moises Gomez in left. That's number 3 and 4.
Yeah.
He's getting a lot of scouts love him.
Yepes hits.
Yepes hits.
Man, you're just naming one superstar caliber player after the next. I don't know where to begin. We need 8 outfield spots.
Now, you put the pepper on it last year. This year, it's got to be tossing the salad.
No, we're not tossing salads.
Oh, man.
Flip that off.
There is going to be a fringe player that's
the
going to
beefers would
take...
like that. That'd be too dirty.
Well,
I think it'd be
hopefully.
kinda funny
Hopefully
playing
somebody emerges that we don't know.
No, not emerges. I mean emerge like in the dugout. Or emerge like in an interview. Or emerge like at
Instagram
winter
reel or
warm-up.
something.
As a gritty type player.
Like really what the front office is looking for is a guy that brings something to the table that they can sell.
Or how
and
about
give away.
emerging through a trade, maybe?
Yeah, Carlson was 4 months removed from not being untouchable to now competing for a guy who's also been injury prone his entire career.
Yeah.
What a fall.
Well, it's a long season. As we know, the lineup is usually different every night, so they'll all play.
Usually the
Except
lineup's
for
different
Newtbar.
every
He's in
night.
right.
Right, and that's final.
And maybe your leadoff hitter. And then you build your lineup from there.
I think
Can a guy bat twice?
Maybe Goldschmidt and Arenado will get a spot from time to time, but Nootbaar is written in cement.
Here's what I think. I think Lars Nootbaar is more solidified in right field than Arenado is at third base.
Well, sure, with Gorman breathing down his neck.
Gorman is so entrenched. He's one of those players that you just don't make a lineup without talking to him. You say, do you need a day off? I'm good, Skip. Okay, you're in there.
Ugh.
He's one of those guys that names his own days off.
Oh, yeah. Have Donovan in there, 5'10".
I just hope
ripping him as a DH.
I hope Nootbaar
Single
emerges
down
as
the
one of
line.
the best right fielders in the game.
I hope so, too. It's not going to happen.
Well, how do you know?
It's just not going to happen, Doug.
Well, I'm with you, and I think Plowsy is too. I don't get how everybody's enamored with the guy because he does a pepper shaker. The guy hit like 220.
Well, he's a sabermetric.
I
god
have
in the second
never
half.
seen somebody go skyrocket so fast from a half a season of baseball in my life. And that's what I'm like. Lars Nootbaar seems like a good guy. And
Yeah.
in terms of physical, like, he has the tools. I'm not
He sure
questioning
does.
that.
Yeah.
I am blown away by the hype. I am absolutely blown away by it. I've never seen somebody be an afterthought in June and September, October, November, lists are coming out as a top 5, top 10 right fielder. I don't know. Maybe I haven't watched enough of him. I'm not a sabermetric guy, so that's also maybe why I don't understand. It blows me away seeing all those articles and all those.
I'm pretty sure nobody in this dais knows this, so maybe if
It's not a dais. It's
if
just
a
a tape.
listener out there knows the answer, you can text it in. How much do they charge for a Nootbaar autograph at winter warm-up?
Ooh. I don't even think they allowed him to do it.
Now, most of those guys,
Probably
those
similar to
first-year
Muhammad
players,
Ali,
you
the
could
way
get
to
them
make
for like
those sacred.
You could get them for like 10, 15, 20 bucks for those first-year players. I'd be curious to see what his price was. Now, the Cardinals know he's popular, so obviously they're going to get what they can.
You think some of his popularity is due to his name? He's got a fun name.
Big time. Plowhawk Tim is connected on our.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I'm waiting for confirmation to turn him on. So
Hello?
we got,
Hello?
yeah,
there he
You
is.
hear me, nurse?
Yes.
What up, dog?
Nurse?
What up, dog? Yep.
We hesitate to bring in because it's gone so well without you.
The listeners love it.
You
We've been
familiar
looking
with?
at the clock.
You familiar with Andrea Thomas-Very?
Stag Starlet?
She's a
That
tennis,
doesn't sound like
former tennis player.
Iggy got his picture with her once.
So we spent 10 minutes on
Yeah,
it.
10 or 12 minutes trying to find what her name was. We just typed in headband women's tennis player in the 80s.
I see they're not happy with the conversation on whatever's been going on baseball-wise. Has this already been read? Doug and Plowboy should have a baseball podcast called The Guy Who Played College Ball and the Kid Who Played in the Dirt.
I don't mind. That's
No,
a
we
long
didn't.
name.
Yeah, I don't know how well it rolls off the tongue.
No, yeah, we're just breaking down Lars Nootbaar over here.
Yeah, breaking down the
Back
outfield.
on Lars.
It won't stop.
Well, we started with O'Neill and Carlson battling out for center field now.
Yeah, how about that, O'Neill and center?
Must mean that they're thinking Walker and left. I guess.
I thought Walker was right.
No, right field is
Oh, no,
Nootbaar.
yeah,
What?
he's more
You've
solidified
been living
there
under a
than-
rock.
yeah.
Stirring the pot.
I
If
hope.
Lars Nootbaar goes off, Cardinal fans win and our audience wins. And if Lars Nootbaar is a disaster, the Plowhawk wins and the audience wins. No matter what, the audience wins.
Win-win.
True. I honestly hope he balls out. I hope I'm wrong. My takes are usually wrong, and I hope I am, but I just don't get it. I just don't. Sabermetric to me can be flushed down the toilet. I'm over with them. I'm over having an advanced math degree from MIT in order to understand, is he a good baseball player?
Yeah.
I can't handle that anymore.
I'm going to bring in my Bill James bobblehead for you and put it over there since he started all this
He is
crap.
the guy. He is the guy.
I like Plowhawk always picks like one player each season to be his guy. He goes after last year was Paul DeYoung, who had like one hit in the game. Plowboy said he bought himself another month in the majors.
And it did, because he's going to be a starting shortstop opening day next year or this year.
Well, he did have the 30 home run season, All-Star season. He had that. That earned him the contract that the Cardinals are paying for now.
Remember how terrible it was to have Carpenter there for 2.5 years after his big 3 months?
Yeah.
I think we need to take a page out of that book. let's just rip that Band-Aid off,
Mm-hmm.
put Lars Nootbaar at shortstop,
They're
and
taking a
just
page.
be done.
They're taking a page. They signed him to an extension, and they got to pay for it, so he's going to play.
Yeah, it is exactly outside of the number. It's a Matt Carpenter all over again.
Yeah.
It's not a 20 million. I mean, I think Carpenter's making, what, 20 and a half?
I thought it was 18 that he made like 3 years there.
Yeah. That's still a steep amount.
And Dexter Fowler as well. Same type of deal.
16 and a half.
Well, every team in baseball has a couple of lousy contracts that they regret.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I was shocked when I saw Fowler said he's retiring. I thought he retired 2 years ago.
Yeah, I hadn't heard his name in a while.
He retired right after
his contract.
The escape room.
No, I mean, he was injured for 2 years and was getting paid. So now his contract was up. It's time to retire. I don't blame him.
No, nobody retires and forfeits the money except Mark McGwire.
McGwire did. Yeah. What an idiot.
He's the only one I could think of that did that.
I mean, that's just stupid.
I guess he had all the money he thought he could ever spend and didn't want to deal with it anymore.
Yeah, all you got to just sit in the dugout and make $10 million. That's what else? Are you going to sit at home, do nothing? Sit in the dugout and make 10.
Yeah, but he had all that attention, negative attention, his direction. He didn't want to deal with anymore. I don't know how much he made. I bet he made close to $100 million in his career.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Wonder Baseball Reference will give us. All right, what do you want to set? I'm going to set the over under McGuire's career earnings, $87.5 million.
Yeah,
Under. I'll go under.
Yeah, I'm going 72 and a half.
Yeah.
Anybody want the over?
No, I'll take the under too.
I'll take the
Oh
over.
man, looks like Las Vegas made a bad price. Iggy?
Yeah, I'll take over. I was going to say closer to $100 million.
All right, here we go. This is player earnings, not coach, anything else.
Okay.
Here we go. 74.688.
Yeah.
There you go. Under ships.
Let's get paid.
72 and a half with my guess. I'm pretty close.
Yeah, that would have been on the Price is Right. You were under it, but you were close. Very nice.
He made big bucks, but he was just before the era when they were paying guys like that 30 and 35 million.
3 year prize.
He made his biggest salary, Doug, in his final year, $11 million.
Yeah.
Jeez, that's the highest he ever got paid.
Right.
That's
The
crazy.
Nowadays,
he made
it'd
a
be
total of $38 million from '98 through 2001, and yet he had been in which is more than 50% of his career earnings, and yet he had been in the big leagues from 86 was his debut. First year, 1986. Anybody want to guess how much he made?
86. I'll say he made
485.
200.
Yeah, I'll say $150.
And whatever the minimum wage was back then for players, like
okay, give a number.
90,000.
60,000.
Wow.
Oh,
That's
gosh.
crazy.
Are they counting the $10 million he left on the table? Because the overline would have hit if that was the case.
No, because he retired, so therefore he did not get that money.
Yeah. Well, a person can certainly retire comfortably on $72 million.
Yeah.
And his life's not going to be much changed if he had $82 million.
I'm trying to think what Lars Nootbaar's AAV will be.
Well, you can live off
28 and a half. for
Back up
next
the
8
Brinks
years.
truck.
I mean, you won't be living in a mansion, but you can live comfortably off of what you're when you retire. What is it? It's like 140,000, 180,000 a year.
If you max
if you
out
play
your,
10 years,
your pension for Major League, I think it's 175,000 a year
Yeah.
for the rest of your life,
you won't
plus
live in a-
full medical and all those benefits.
I mean, unless you got a wife and 7 kids, but I mean, if you got a wife and a couple kids, you can live comfortably. And could you live in Jupiter for 175,000 a year, Tim?
Sure. I mean, you're not going to be living, Doug, what do you call it? High on the hog?
Yes. Walking in tall cotton.
Coochie and everything.
Yeah, tall cotton.
As of about 5 years ago or so, you could have a really nice house on $175,000 a year.
My buddy,
It's gone up so much now.
not a buddy, but I guess the guy from Canton who went to the NFL in like 2005. He was on Hard Knocks and everything, became really popular, hunting buddies with Larry Johnson and stuff like that.
Grandma?
But he got to I think NFL is 5 years for your pension. You get the full pension if you play 5 years in the NFL.
That's tough in the NFL.
He
to
got to
last that long.
4.5. He was 6 games or 7 games away from his pension.
And they cut him.
Cut him. Never got to see it. Not wild, man. Like, you were a half season away from basically never having to work again the rest of your life. And now he's doing play-by-play for Illinois State.
Every now and then you hear of stories of teams that bring a player back for a game or two to hit the pension.
Which is awesome, because it's not the team paying that. I mean, it probably is event like over time, but it's the NFL. And Players Association, I think, are paying that.
Well, John Mabry always said, he says, my whole goal was to play 10 years. And he kept signing one-year contracts and going to the Cubs. And,
So
and
smart.
he got to 10 years.
Yeah.
So smart.
If you get to 10, just the salaries that they pay you after 10 years, you probably don't hardly need the pension.
Right.
I think the medical would be very important for a lot of those.
But even if you didn't have the medical, you could cough up a couple thousand a month for individual coverage if you had
Look
to.
at you, baller.
It's not
Yeah,
me.
Doug.
It's professional athletes.
Be Lawrence Newbar's agent.
Ladies and gentlemen, it should be a professional sport to write in for the Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day. Woot. Jordan or LeBron, the great debate is who is the GOAT in basketball. It's something that won't ever be settled. What is settled is who is the GOAT of radio, and that's Timothy Michael McKernan. The whole week he has shown up, sickness, audio issues, and preparing for a colonoscopy. Not many would overcome the adversity he's faced this week. Tim has, and has passed with flying colors. My son is 13, and I will be filing the paperwork to change his name to Tim. This performance has made me take a long look in the mirror. Doug, that's from Backdoor Buffet.
I don't like
They
eliminating.
hate us so much.
Backdoor buffet.
I think the constant overuse of the elevator at the Hubbard Studios is interfering with the audio signal on YouTube. Up, down, all the time, even when no one is in the damn thing. I checked goodorbad.com this morning, and it lists the YouTube audio quality on TMASL's quote, bad, like embarrassingly bad. Seriously, it's the worst. Maybe someone associated with the show could do something about that. Just a thought. The benefit of the hollow echo sound effect on the YouTube feed is that I don't notice Iggy's heavy breathing or lip smacking anymore.
Good.
So that's a nice little added bonus. I just remembered that this exact same thing happened at the old station, and it went unresolved for a full calendar year. So we better strap in and prepare ourselves for this unlistenable reverb for the foreseeable future. The main downside of the robot echo is that it provides or proves what we thought all along. This show needs to hire another producer.
Yeah.
If you're not going to fix it, maybe KG and O-Town could get the fuzzy robot echo sponsored. Perhaps the audio would be resolved by now if Jackson wasn't so busy figuring out how to pack his life-size Frank Haith body pillow into his suitcase for that naughty guy's sex trip to the Smoky Mountains. Somebody fix it!
It's fixed.
JV golf coach.
JV golf coach.
Frank Haith's body pillow.
Bad audio has kind of been a signature of this show forever. That's who we are.
But we did.
What the show is.
It's been fixed.
It's fixed. It was fixed at like 7:20.
Well, I don't know that we even needed to.
Fixed for now.
Great that Tim was able to join us on Colonoscopy Day, sparing us from a repeat of Monday when Iggy ran point and led the show off by airing numerous golf grievances with journalists he accuses of being unprofessional, but really he's just jealous that they're getting paid to cover golf every week while he daydreams about being a carny, then ran through a stop sign and dropped as many full swing spoilers as possible before the rest of the dais combined forces to steer the conversation to literally anything else. You want to talk about Min Woo Lee? I recall last year Iggy tweeted his man crush following his T14 finish at the Masters to congratulate the, quote, cute little guy on earning an invite to this year's Masters, except Min Woo Lee hadn't actually finished high enough to earn the invite, and Iggy was just confused. Speaking of Iggy being confused, my favorite part of today's show is when Iggy kept talking about how he interviewed the real Donnie Most from Happy Days when everyone else was talking about former TMA intern who never spoke. Maybe KG and O-Town can get Iggy's Confused Rambling sponsored so Hubbard can monetize the next time Iggy tries to remember who punched Sam Snead. Women wanted to be like him, and guys wanted to be with him. Buck Swope.
Oh, nice little email, Buck.
Thanks for the drop.
Buck Swope.
No one ran point.
And finally, morning, if the ticket to see Bush is still available, I'd love to join you. I'm a married listener, so I believe that fulfills all of your criteria. Additionally, like Rita Ray Rocks, I too have a deep passion for concerts, and I'm always willing to do whatever it takes to get backstage. In fact, just last week, I gave mouthplay to Gus, the new line cook at the Little Caesars off Natural Bridge.
Oh.
So I could get access to the dry storage closet where Los Lonely Boys were performing a charity concert benefiting bands that can't afford bus tickets back home. Tonight I have a reservation to toss the Sally of a man called Sheldon who kind of looks like Algie Crumpler. Doug, wasn't he a tight end with the Falcons?
Oh, what
Yes, I
an
remember him.
underrated playmate.
Yeah.
He's the night shift manager at the Mobile on the Run right there off Hampton, and they just put some free admission tickets on the counter to see Jackal at Napoli Zoo.
There were 30 packs of
He
them up
said
here.
I could have the tickets for free, but I like to do what it takes to attend concerts nobody else wants to see. That comes from, thanks, Ken. One of you guys text Cam to see if he wants me back on the fan page. I got a Polaroid of myself with rolled up sleeves burning a hole in my pocket, and I need to post it somewhere.
His first name is Thanks.
Thanks, Ken. One of you guys text Cam to
Okay.
see if he wants me back on the fan page.
Thanks, Ken. He's new.
And that's what we have for the Design Air Heating and Cooling email today.
I had a check mark next to Buck Swope, who had a fine email. But I'm going to go for the last fella. Thanks, Ken.
Yeah, I'm going with the last guy, too.
Oh, wow.
There it is, another win. And Jackson, what does that do to the standings?
So we have Buck Swope with 4 wins. I mean, that's impressive. And then Ashley Martin, Tunnels Talty, a wrestling segment, Pirate Show, Blueberry Pop Pop, Brian Hench, Low Sween, almost wore a Warren socks, and now Can Someone Text Cam, all with 1 win.
I think some of those are the same person.
Can't confirm.
Oh, well.
So Buck Swope's still in very good shape.
Yeah.
Buck Swope is really in a good spot here. I mean, we're heading down the stretch.
Well, he's worked hard this month.
He has.
He's had some good pros.
God, is it Buck Swope or is it Natty Nate from Milagro Tequila, Lister of the Month? Or maybe somebody who just wrote in a passionate plea.
Yeah, we got a bunch of new entries, so I'll have to get those over before we get to the second papal conclave.
Jackson, bad news. No balloon party today.
Rats.
That's bad news.
I bet Jackson bombed.
What'll you do with all the extra
That
time?
sucks.
Frolic. I'll do some frolicking.
Do some frolicking?
Yeah, I'll just get reps.
More solo celebration for the Mizzou win?
Yeah. I'll text Randy and see if they need like a NBA trade deadline expert.
Come in and give your opinion on the Hurricanes game and Roar's Hattie.
Imagine coming into the studio just like when we're off air, just give like a 20-minute take and record it and kind of listen back. Like, oh man, I need to
see how you sound with your take.
Oh, also, the winner, Can Someone Text Cam, just won 2 advanced screen tickets to Champions.
Cut it out!
Nice. Woody Harrelson on Wednesday, March 8th.
Let's go.
7 p.m. at Ronnie's. All week, that's what we're giving away, so keep firing in emails, yeah.
Things are happening. All right, well, it's time for us to shut it down. My plan is to be back. I don't know if I'll be in studio. I don't know if I'll be at the home office. I went and saw my doctor with my illness thing yesterday, and he said because I'm already dehydrated, I might not have a standard recovery from this procedure today. Doug, I don't know. I was planning on having a feast tonight. Now I don't know if that's going to happen. So
well, you gotta
either
eat
way,
something.
I will be gaping in 90 minutes. That's all you need to worry about.
Clock starts now.
Gosh.
Yep, it starts on the Plowhawks OnlyFans. You can watch it live. Yeah, $99.99 is the fee. You can watch the recorded stream. $49.99. It's at OnlyFans.com/Plowhawk. And that's where you can see it. Time for us to shut it down. For the Plowhawk, for Action Jackson, for Kenneth Iggy Strode, for my brother Kevin, for Douglas Elvin Vaughn. I am Tim McKernan. This has been the Ryan Kelly Morning After from the Michelob Ultra Studios.
Live from the Michelob Ultra Studios.